Welcome back to the Brother Pill podcast with my special guest host, as usual, none other than Steve the Dean Williams. We'll be joined by some other guests, but we just want to welcome all the listeners to podcast episode number 6. Today we'll be talking about Bobby Valentino's exposure. We'll be talking about the Downlow, Black men in the gay community, and other things that are going on in the particular entertainment industry. But first, let me introduce myself. My name is O'Shea Duke Jackson, the Brother Pill Podcast. You can find me on my main channel, O'Shea Duke Jackson. Follow my blog daily at www.negromanosphere.com. This is my channel, the O'Shea Vlogcast. Check out my vlogs here, traveling in Europe and other places across the world. And I'll let Steve the Dean introduce himself.
Hey, how you guys doing? As always, it's a pleasure to be with you guys. Steve the Dean Williams. You can see all my shit. I guess, let me see. There it is. All lined up on the side of me and shit. All my information. And below.
Right, cool. All right, Steve. Let's talk about this because we understand that there's a situation with R&B singer and musician Bobby Valentino, a very talented artist. Very talented singer. But there was a situation, whether it was the other day or 2 days ago, where he was caught running out of a transgender prostitute's apartment for not paying the particular transgender for some services. And then Bobby Valentino was trying to hide his face, but obviously they got a screenshot of him trying to hide it in part of his face. It is definitely him. He is not denied this. He is in a relationship with a very attractive woman, in my opinion. And then you have very many people weighing in on this particular situation, talking about, these kind of guys are giving Black women, AIDS, STDs in the Black community because they're living a double lifestyle. What is your take on the events that have transpired, in your opinion?
Well, I kind of want to go backwards forwards. The fact that they're trying to blame guys like that, giving women diseases and stuff like that. Real quick, just on that note, I always believe that all this pregnancy and all this shit going on with these women is their fault. I blame them wholeheartedly because they have the choices. So when they try to use this to blame Black men, I can't ride with that because I will always feel until men can have babies, I'll blame them, but we can't have babies. So I always got to blame the women for the pregnancies and the diseases that they catch because they choose to fuck these guys raw. Now, with that being said, does he have any parents? Does he have a dad in his life, or does he just have a mom?
I'm not necessarily sure if that is the case, but I would probably assume that he probably did. He looks very feminine, so I probably assume that he probably came from a single parent home.
And you know what, and unfortunately, I always say, not I won't say all because I'm not going to generalize, but you can always, when women begin to indoctrinate their emotional imprint on these young men, it really confuses a lot of these young men. And this is I don't know his situation because I'd never be in no fucking situation like that with no transvestite, but you could tell by the way he was moving around, he's been there before. This wasn't like a one time. It didn't look like a one-time situation. It looked like he knew his way around. It looked like he was real comfortable. It looked like, again, O'Shea, it's kind of shady, but that's some shit that I just can't. I mean, we talked about the gender thing last week. I just can't co-sign this type of behavior from our young men wanting to be with a man that dresses like a woman but is still a man, I guess. Is that how it goes, O'Shea?
Here's very interesting because you made a great point. I'm gonna answer your question. You made a great point that you have to blame women who deal with men like this, because it's obvious. My dad used to always say, if it walks like a dog and barks like a dog, it's a dog. I know there are cases where you have men who are living a double life and maybe it's harder to tell. But in this case, I mean, anybody can see Bobby Valentino is not the most manliest person in the world. He exudes, if you can say, a homosexual spirit.
Yes.
I mean, it's as blatant as day. And, I, for one, am not shocked by this. I'm more so shocked that he got caught in the way that he did. But, it goes back to, once again, I'm hearing a lot of black men getting the blame. You guys are gay. And the thing about it is a lot of women will still look at Bobby Valentino, and I'm going to just take a guess on this. And what they will say is, a guy like Bobby Valentino, I can change him.
Yeah.
I can change him.
Yeah. Yeah.
This is a challenge for me because I know that he doesn't like, women. And a lot of times these dudes like this, who are, let's say they have some, they're physically attracted to women, and these women cannot get these guys. They're going to say, I can change this guy. Just like, a no good nigga on the street. He's no good. But he's probably good looking. I can make him a stand-up guy. And this is what they do with these particular dudes. They know that these guys are a certain way. They have an affinity for men because, when you're checking out a dude, he's the same thing you're looking at. And they want to be able to change him, and then want to get upset when they can't come up with something they can't get rid of. I also think that, when you come across the kind of men, and shout out to Al Cheddar, when you come across certain men who are not manly men, and they don't have, the man mindset like Steve the Dean Williams, or they're not really into family, you have a greater chance of getting dudes like Bobby Valentino. I'm not saying all men are going to be gay coming from single parent homes. I'm not going to say that, but you are going to have men who are like this. And, I think also, and I'm going to say this real quick, and I'm going to come back to you. I think the reason why Bobby Valentino is messing with a dude that looks like a woman is because he doesn't want to feel like he's gay. So if I mess with a woman who, a guy who looks like a woman, well, that doesn't make me gay. I'm still straight. But because this person's pretending to be a woman, even though that person doesn't have, women body parts, at least I'm making myself believe that I'm not homosexual because
right.
it looks like a woman. That's what I think.
Right. I think, and it goes back to, unfortunately, it goes back to mom. I mean, his behaviors are more feminine, like you said. It's you can just tell by his, the thing about a man is that we can smell our own, and I don't think a lot of people understand that. And for a lot of these young boys, we can start calling them the Bobby Valentinos of the world. They're being taught to be more asexual and taught to accept behavior like this to a point where they're accepting it, and then they start to like it or mimic the behavior. And again, this is where dad comes in and squashes all that shit. Because if Bobby Valentino was Bobby Williams, shit wouldn't be my son. Not my son.
Let me ask you this, Steve, because here's the issue. And we got to go back to the social category of where this country is going.
Yes.
We're under a lot of great deals of pressure. I could tell you, being an expat, the dollar has fallen to the euro dramatically. So that's one thing that we got to look at. But the social impact is that you have a lot of people who are giving their opinion about the transgender community, and the transgender community is stronger than they think. So you have like Little Duval, who's a comedian, very funny guy. He's had an opinion about the transgender community, and he's being attacked. People are saying they're going to pull support from him because he's weighing in on this. You have, I believe, the Black Authority, TBA, is a really good channel. He talked about the transsexuals are also trying to boycott the Breakfast Club based off some things that they said. Now this is, it's normal in society, to not criticize, a group of people who are not genetically female,
right?
But they are pretending to be female. I know in one case, there was a gentleman who stabbed, who was tricked by one of these people.
Yes, I heard about that.
It was stabbed. I think it was in your state.
I don't know if it's my state, but he fucked that person up.
Yeah. So he stabbed a transgender 119 times.
Mm-hmm.
So, what are we doing? In this particular, this country is getting, very, very liberal. You're even scared. I know me, for example, I talked about it on my main channel. I had to pull my video down just because I actually read a comment that had a pejorative word in there. We can't say that, right. But on here. But where are we going now in America? What is America turning into?
Well, America is turning into what I think it was a bigger plan. I don't believe women fought for the right to vote. I think they fought for the right to be where they're at right now. I think the voting thing back then was just a cover up for us to focus on that and not look at the big picture of everything that's happening throughout the ages. I mean, for me, luckily, I was already just about out when they started coming up with this "everybody's a winner" type bullshit, where they were saying that everybody gets a trophy even when you fuck up and you suck and you fucking shouldn't be on the fucking team, you get a trophy. And it's easier, see, for a lot of young men, it's easier not to be a man than to be a man, because if you're not a man, you can be more of a victim. You can make more excuses. You can place blame on everybody. You can run away from shit when it happens. You can stay underneath mommy's blouse on her titty or attached to her umbilical cord, and you're safe. And what's happening, O'Shea, and it's still growing even worse, because it's gonna be a point, O'Shea, where shows like yours and mine, we're gonna have to be underground, because it's gonna be a law or something's gonna happen soon where we're not gonna be able to even talk about this stuff, because men won't even have any more rights whatsoever. But again, it starts off at home with mom teaching these boys how to be more feminine than masculine, by teaching these boys that everything is sunshine and rainbows out there. Don't worry, life is perfect. If you're a good boy and you eat your vegetables and you say your prayers and you're good to mommy, everything's going to be fine. Then when these young men get out there into life, they become confused, frustrated, and mad. And then what do? They find individuals just like them. And sometimes those individuals, like preachers, will create these coats of, come in, I love you, I'll take care of you. But when no one's looking, I'm going to start touching your leg and touch you in ways that you shouldn't be touched. And then these individuals are like, well, hey, you accepted me in, maybe it's okay. You love me and you're not doing this, because you're trying to harm me. And that it's just getting worse and worse and worse, because in our day, maybe there were people out there that talked about wanting to change their sexuality, but it was never in our neighborhoods. You never hear about it, but that's just the way of the world, fam.
Okay. Definitely understand that. Makes some good points. Ebony, I see your question. Shout out to Charles. He says, what's the link? I'm not sure if he's saying like, where's the link, as if he wants to get onto the conversation. I'm trying to understand the question. So just make sure you put that there. I want to give a good shout out to Officer Charles Faulkner. Let's talk about, about this whole Downlow thing, because you have men who are like Bobby Valentino, right? Because here's the thing, I actually knew a dude who was he's a biology major like myself, and so he was a biology major like myself, and an undergrad. Charles, I'll get to you in a minute. And he was white, and he was the first person that I actually knew personally that was gay. Now, I did grow up with a guy who ended up being gay, but at the time when we were in high school, he didn't identify as that. He identified after the fact. But this particular person, his name was Brian, he definitely identified as gay. So I asked him, I said, listen, dude, how did your family feel? And he's now a pharmacist, went to the USC School of Pharmacy, he's doing very well. He should be super rich by now. I asked him, hey, how did your family, take your change and not change, but you choosing your sexuality? So his parents always kind of knew that he was gay, didn't necessarily have a problem with it. But on the flip side, when it comes to African American men, and shout out to the Men Restoration Channel, when they identify as being gay, it's very hard for them to come out. And so you have a lot more Black men trying to suppress their sexuality because for fear of being disowned, fear of the community turning on them. Other races of people are more accepting of that. So they are forced to pretend to have to like women because they don't want to be alienated. I've heard this before, or they don't want to lose particular career opportunities, religious opportunities. They might want to become they might want to be preachers. They might want to become big in the church, things of this nature. What's your take on that?
Well, I like to come out, as a lesbian and shit. I mean, I got people. What's so funny? I'm sorry. What's the joke? I'm saying as a lesbian, I too feel the strain and stress of loving pussy so much, but I can't get mad or upset at people judging me for loving pussy so much. I can't worry about what people think of me for me coming out. I've always had the signs of a lesbian. I just love titties and ass and pussy. And it's always been like that for me. But it was so easy to come out and say that, to let people know my feelings towards me being a lesbian. It was just a it wasn't a scary feeling for me because I felt as a lesbian that I was connected to women in a way that it was just watching their asses move and their titties bobble. And so coming out, I don't understand what's so funny. I'm trying to come out now and you're laughing at me. You're like, you're ridiculing me. But it was just, I'm serious. This is my story. And I mean, when I was young, it was just always looking at titties and ass, and I knew there was something that was just, it was just normal to me to want women. So I kind of understand that, but for me, I didn't worry about the ridicule. This is who I am, man.
Oh my God, dude. Yeah, Steve definitely needs a safe space. This nigga, stop the goddamn show. 1 second. Stop the show on this shit. I gotta stop being so politically correct. This troll game is on 10,000. You Negroes know how we do it over here. Let's stop the show. I think Officer Faulkner is going to join us here on the Brother Peel. Eric Stanley, the angry man, supposed to be stopping by some other brothers, so we'll have a full house tonight. Listen, you guys know how we do. The Jesus paid it all, so the like is free. Okay, get your ass on here on this damn video and like the video. What up, Full Circle? Shout out to you, fam. I heard you on the Angry Man's podcast. You called in. Y'all need to go ahead and like this damn video. You guys know how we do when you come over to the channel. Support the channel by going ahead and liking the video. I tend to tell you Negroes this every time. Dude, I gotta come with a KFC bucket for y'all to do this shit. you Negroes have to like these videos. Why? Jesus paid it all on the cross. Okay, so let's go ahead on and get them up, get these likes up, and let's see here. So let me do this, Steve.
Yes, sir.
This is very important. We have to talk about this. The importance of, maybe, and I'm not being liberal, but I got to play devil's advocate.
Okay.
The reason why we have so many men like Bobby Valentino, because we cannot just say all single mother problems. That's a good percentage of them. But we got to also understand that gay people come from straight people. That's what gays always say. Hey, listen, two people had heterosexual sex, created a person that's gay. There are some gay people who come from two-parent homes. This is something that happens.
Yes, you're true. You're right.
Is it our attitude towards other gay African Americans, be it, but most notably male? Is it our harsh criticisms and rebuke of them as to why people like Bobby Valentino exist, because they cannot be themselves? We are not accepting these people.
But you got to understand something. You're correct. Most of these individuals do come from two-parent homes.
Mm-hmm.
But just because a man's in the house doesn't mean he's a man. And that's what we keep forgetting, because just because he's in the house doesn't mean he's head of the house, doesn't mean that he's running the household. Maybe he's the queen of the castle and not the king. So when you play devil's advocate, you're absolutely right. Some do come from a two-parent home. But again, there's a way that a man talks to his son that's different than a way a woman does.
Mm-hmm.
And when your son, again, your kids are very impressionable. That's the thing. Children are very impressionable. And when they come into this world, it's a clean slate. And if when boys cry, or they start to even try to exhibit any type of feminine type of behavior, a man is going to squash that, is going to smother it and get rid of it and get him back on the right path of becoming a man. Whereas mom is going to find it cute and adorable, and he should be himself, and let him do what he wants to do, and let him be who he wants to be, and all this other stuff. Because remember, the children are nothing but sponges. They're sponges. And if they, of course, you have to understand, now we're in a time where you see it on billboards, you see it in movies, TV shows, and rap music. I mean, you see people wearing dresses, people like LeBron holding purses and shit. And I mean, you everywhere you go, these individuals are thinking it's okay to exhibit women behavior when there's nobody there to, what I was saying before, O'Shea, to squash it. So they think it's okay, and they feel like I can test the other side because everybody else is doing it, so why don't I do it? It's okay.
Mm-hmm. Let me ask you this, and then we have Officer Falcon, so I want to welcome him to the stream. He wanted to join. I don't want to tell him no because he's going to arrest us when he's here. So you don't want to tell them. Never tell the police no. Y'all know that whoop y'all ass. But listen, officers, welcome to the show. Glad to have you here as usual. But let me ask you this, because I got to get into the great debate, because we got to also talk about, is sexuality tall? Do you think people are born gay? Because I think that's paramount to the discussion. What's happening with Bobby Valentino and other men like him? Are people born with a predisposition to be homosexual or heterosexual, in your opinion?
Number one, no, because same thing. I'm sorry. Go ahead, Steve.
In my opinion, it's hard for me to. I don't believe it. For me, I don't believe. I'm not saying it's not true. I don't believe that could happen. Again, I think it's a taught and learned behavior, but that's just my opinion. I'm not a scientist. I'm just a fucking man. That's it.
Okay, let's get Officer Faulkner's critique on the issue here. Let's see what he has to say.
Hey, what's up, O'Shea? What's up, Steve Dean?
Hello.
No, I'm just like, first of all, I believe what he said. It's a learned thing. If you're married, do you have a predisposed desire to love your wife? No, you choose your wife. It's the same thing as when people say, I'm born this way. That's the same argument people said that black people are born criminals. You can't say a choice is something that's preordained. You got to make that decision. Just like he wanted to go into the hotel room, he wanted to go upstairs, he wanted to take his clothes off and do whatever acts with this person. So that's a choice. I think people use that excuse so you don't go through these debates to say, hey, you're only gay because you choose to be that way. No, it's biological, because once you put something biological, you got to give somebody the excuse or saying, oh, he's that way, so we can't actually question him on it.
Okay, well, then here's what B Money says. B Money is used to be one of my down subscribers, but he's a little wishy-washy. Like, he'll be on my channel and be like, hey, what's up? Good job, bro. And somebody will roast me on the video. Good job, bro. He's that kind of brother. He's here and there. But he makes a point that do people with schizophrenia choose to be gay? Now, here's what I want to say. Schizophrenia is a medical condition in which people, lack certain things, whether it's receptors that don't create, or you can get schizophrenia from many different things. So I don't know if you can actually compare that to homosexuality, because there's environmental and genetic factors that can lag into that. But certainly, sexuality. Is sexuality a choice? Because one can argue he did choose to go and have sex with this particular person. He did choose to be in that room with this particular person. Can a person decide that they want to be gay or straight?
Well, of course they can decide. Oh, I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I didn't
no,
mean
go ahead.
No, I'm not saying that you can't make a choice afterwards. I'm saying that, like the officer was saying, it just doesn't make any, to me, again, doesn't make any sense to wake up one day like, hey, daddy, I want to suck a dick. You know what I mean? Nobody, like, I don't think people wake up like that. But I think with a lot of peer pressure, and a lot of these new cults that are coming out that are teaching these young men to be more asexual and do away with women, it's kind of, in my opinion, kind of swinging the pendulum and forcing them to like and want to be around more men and more way, not saying sexual ways, but it's just an odd behavior to not, to be a grass eating lion, so to speak. You rather eat grass than eat the fucking zebras and shit in the Serengeti.
Well, I totally agree with him. Shit, I mean, it's what you call an attack on manhood. It's the fact of the matter is, the more the men are in charge, the less a lot of these women aren't. So what happens is, if I effeminate the men, it's easy to take over a culture. And I'm not saying you're bad or you're evil, you're good or bad if you're gay. That's your decision. What you eat, I don't shit. But what happens is, if you ever notice, and I just got it from got speaking with a friend of mine who I said, have you ever noticed that black males are held to a higher extent of manhood than any other male on earth?
We just said that. It's so funny you mentioned that. Exactly. We were talking about that just now.
And I told him, I said, think about it. If that would have been a white celebrity, it wouldn't have got that much press. Regardless of who it was, especially since, gay is the new trend of the year right now. So what happens is, when a black man's masculinity, and I swear to God, I just got off a call where this female was telling the guy, I want a real man, not a boy. The first thing she did was attack his manhood on the call because she was upset. Oh, that's why you a bitch, because you called the police. No, I called him being smart. Because if he would have hit you, you still would have called him a bitch and he'd be in jail.
Right. Let me do this. Angry Man has just joined the podcast. Who got that? All that noise in the background? Who got that? Turn that shit down.
Not me, sir.
That was me. I just jumped in.
Oh, I had I Love Lucy in the background. Welcome to the podcast, to his 5th of the 6. So I think Steve the Dean's 5. Angry Man, this is your 5th one. Donovan, your 2nd one. And Charles, officially This your 1st or 2nd one, Charles? For the Brother Pill?
I think this is the 2nd.
2nd, okay. So Brother Pill All-Star.
1.5.
1.5. All right, well, welcome everybody to the Angry Man, you guys. We just did a wonderful hangout, man, and I waited. I was like, that's gonna be talking for about 5 hours, nigga.
Yeah, he's going for
him
it.
to finish, but he was kicking some good games. He went over there and made $1 million. Now he'll be counting all his money. He back over here now. Good to have him here. But what is your take on this, big bro? When we talk about all of this Bobby Valentino thing, the download culture in the Black community with this homosexual thing and transgender, just kind of weigh in on it, freestyle as you would in your own way.
Well, as it continues to be more and more acceptable, you're gonna see a lot more dudes finally come out of the closet. There's a lot of dudes that, you know what I'm saying, in the entertainment industry that swing that way. They just didn't want to speak on it because it would have messed up their image and stopped them from getting money. So now that it's becoming more and more mainstream to rock like that, there's a lot of dudes that's gonna come out of the closet, man, with their behavior. But what makes me mad about the entire situation is, if that's what you do and that's your thing, put yourself in that category. What makes me mad is they keep trying to associate that with, because it's a black dude that did that, oh, we got all these undercover brothers. No, it's not everybody. You know what I'm saying? There's still dudes that represent masculinity, heterosexual masculinity. You know what I'm saying? I just don't like the fact that we always get put in a box together. Mm-hmm. So the moment that some dude starts doing that, then everybody's manhood comes into question. No, that's him. They ain't got shit to do with us. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's that side over there. Ain't nothing jumping off over here. We still do what we do over here.
Shout out to B Money. Yeah, you still watching the race. Yeah, man.
By the way, O'Shea, I was fortunate today. I was so fortunate today. I made like $75 in the PayPal. That way I can pay my phone bill.
Oh man, come on, dog. Hey,
no, you did not just do
put it up, pump,
bro.
Oh my God. Angry Man.
That's all shit.
I'm so Oregon.
God damn.
Hey.
Oh, that's bullshit, man.
Gotta get paid. Bills gotta get paid. I'm just saying.
Hey, that right there is when keeping it real goes too far, man.
Oh, the trade is falling.
Look, Alan Roger Curry below the belt. LOL.
Alan, he going below the belt.
Oh,
God damn.
That's one of those I'll be damn moments.
Let me tell you something. If my phone bill or any of my bills were behind, I'm not gonna tell nobody but God.
Hell no. No goddamn body.
Nobody. We're gonna have to figure it out.
Okay, let me do this. I gotta stop the show. We're gonna go to Donovan in a minute, but once again, we're gonna continue. My man Eric Stanley, and I think you guys know who he is if you've been on my channel before, the violinist.
Yeah.
You guys know him, right?
Yes, sir.
Okay, he's gonna be joining us too in a second. He has over 150,000 subscribers, so we're glad to get Eric on here. And but man, we got a good crew. So Mac City Limits, what up? What you player?
Man, I was late, man. I had the Becky action, man. I had the Becky action. So, man,
So listen, we got a dating coach on here. We got a barber / YouTuber / tattoo artist. I got a police officer. Donovan, he sell coke.
Hey, man. Hey, hold up, man. Look, I told you that in confidence.
He said I told you that in confidence.
Oh man, that's funny.
Well, he ain't gonna arrest you right now, man. But
Nah.
We want to welcome all you guys to the Brother Pill, man. I really got a lot of respect for everybody on the panel. It's something we need to be talking about here on this particular podcast. Angry Man just weighed in on it. Let me ask you this, Donovan. We'll go to then Max City Limits.
Yeah.
What's going on with I know you heard about the Bobby Valentino thing.
Oh yeah.
What's your take on it?
I agree with Angry Man. I think a lot of times when some shit like this happens, I think black men get put in this group. Like if he's doing it, then all niggas must be doing it. I remember back in the day with the whole R. Kelly thing, back when he married Aaliyah, and that whole underage fetish thing that he supposedly had going on. Well, a lot of brothers got put in that category. So when Bobby Valentino comes out with what he did, it's the same thing. It's like they don't think that we can be individual like other people. Like, listen, just because he swings that way doesn't mean we've all thought about it. It just doesn't go down like that.
Well, let me ask you this, because a lot of people, and there's been, we got to understand too in our day and age that the LGBT community is really strong, and they've actually been coming down on. I know they came down on Lil Duval today. They came down on the Breakfast Club. Anybody that's having a negative criticism of Bobby Valentino, he's actually getting a lot more support than people would think. In particular from the gay community, which is because 10 years ago, if this was happening, you'd be in trouble. But now, it's hard to even criticize what happened with Bobby Valentino. What does that talk about as far as the power of the LGBT community and how much how strong we are?
Yeah, listen, this goes to the LGBT community doesn't just recruit gays, lesbians. I don't even know what all the other letters mean, but the LGBT community, they have now recruited people of color. They've recruited black people. They've recruited women. Any group of people they feel are quote unquote oppressed, they've recruited into this sort of army. So if you insult one, you insult them all. So if you say something about Mexicans, then gay people are going to cape up for Mexicans. If you say something about gay people, then Mexicans are going to do the same. And when Bruce Jenner came out as Caitlyn Jenner, everybody said, "Oh, you're so brave." Nah, what that dude did was cowardly. It was if he would have came out in the 70s like he should have, that would have been brave. But nowadays, you get a fucking Medal of Honor because you tell people that you're gay. Like, that didn't mean shit to me. So that's the power of the LGBT community, is the fact that people are actually getting credit now for being fucking fudge packers. And if that's your thing, do what you do. Don't expect a pat on the back from me. Like, fuck that.
Mm-hmm. Okay. Let me go to Mac City. Now, Mac City, I know that you wanted to weigh in on this by sending an email, bro. But what's going on, man, with this in the black community, with a lot of the Downlow brothers. What's kind of going on with this whole epidemic that we have going on here?
First of all, can you hear me?
Oh yeah, absolutely, player.
Okay. Well, once again, come from the school of hard knocks, fucking around in these streets and doing 10 years as far as working in a close max security prison. This is more so an epidemic of the thug culture. You know what I mean? Because you don't necessarily know. You know what I mean? Till you see a cat, man. You can't really tell, man. I see a lot of dudes that you would never, ever suspect are doing that shit, man. It's like I would see females coming in to see they dudes, you know what I mean? And, they be hugging, you know what I mean? Kissing, you know what I mean? This is the same dude I just wrote up, you know what I mean, for sucking dick, you know what I mean? in the cell. You know what I mean? And, this is a serious dude. This is a dude, he got the 6-pack, the muscles, he got the guns, he got the cornrows, and the female, they don't know, man. They none the wiser, man. And then, it's been a couple times where I've been accused of hating, but, I kind of knew some of these females. I try to take them to the side, and I should have kept the shit to myself. You know what I mean? But I was like, hey, you know exactly what your cat be doing up in here. You know what I mean? But of course, the female like, nigga, mind your business. You just mad because he got swag. He's sexy. He this, he that. I'm like, damn, bitch. I'm like, okay. All right, man. So it's weird, man. It's like I see a lot of dudes, even when they get paroled, they get kicked out. I see them on the line, see them on the streets. A lot of cats, come up to me. What's up, Big Mike? What's up? I'll be it's kind of weird, man, because I know what homeboy used to do. And then I had one cat one time, he had his girl with him. He had a badass chick too. When we was at the gas station, he came up to me. He was like, hey, man, hey, Big Mike, tell my girl how I used to put it down, man, in the pen, man. Tell her how I used to have them niggas shook. Tell her, man. I'm like, oh, nigga, really? I was like, I'm like, come on, cousin. He put me in a kind of fucked up spot because I'm like, man, you was a notorious booty bandit. This is what I'm saying to myself. But I didn't want to put him on blast. You know what I mean? He used to knock sparks out of niggas' asses. You know what I'm saying? I just like, so it's real common, man. As far as
wait. Let me ask you this. I gotta ask you this. Stop the show. You actually caught niggas sucking dick in jail?
Yeah. I done caught niggas eating hot dogs out of niggas' asses.
Oh my God.
I done caught niggas doing all sorts of crazy shit, man. And and the thing is, when you make your rounds in the prison, right? Niggas knew I wasn't, I'm not out to get you. You know what I mean? So I'm making my security checks. I got keys. I'm jingling my keys. I got my nightstick. I'm hitting the nightstick on the wall. I'm letting these niggas know I'm coming.
Right.
You know what I mean? Because whatever you're doing, I don't want to see it. Right. You know what I'm saying? And so, hey, they be so into it, man. I guess,
Bro, hey, them niggas wanted to get caught, though. That's some voyeuristic type shit right there. Oh, here he comes. Here he comes. Hey, here he comes. Let's do it.
Hey, it's crazy. I done caught him with pink panties on. I'm like, where did you get pink panties? Where did you get some pink panties, nigga? And then I got to write them up. I got to do the paperwork, man. And the thing is, and once these cats get out there and they with these females, and cats would never even believe you told them, man. You be like, man, that dude, man, he sucks dicks, man. He's a dick sucker. You like, oh man, you hating because he got swag. I'm like, nah, man, I'm trying to tell you, that's actual factual. That motherfucker like, now some of these cats when they get out, some of them don't go back to that shit. You know what I mean? But if I give a percentile, maybe about 40% of the guys that get out and they got into that lifestyle in prison, they still carry that shit out here. You know what I mean? Damn. So, I done seen these cats, man, get down like that, man. Kissing the girl all in the mouth and visit. And I'm like, brother. I'm like, God damn. So, when I hear shit about, the Bobby Valentinos and shit, man, I'm like, to me, that's just normal shit, man, because, you got this will be killing me, right? And this point to the IQ shit. I have females that don't want to fuck with me, right, because I'm a pornographer. They would say, you fucking with them nasty hoes, you fuck nasty bitches. I seen the hoes you fuck, them hoes is nasty. But I'm like, bitch, you fuck nothing but jail niggas. That's all you fuck is jail niggas. I'm like, do you know what them niggas do in there? So you trying to tell me you'd rather fuck with a nigga that may or may not be diving up in some ass than fuck with me?
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Like bitch, you stupid.
Oh my God, yeah.
Yeah, you got the venereal warts up in that shit. You got the hepatitis up in that shit. You know what I mean? And these bitches talking shit to me. I'm like, bitch, you better go talk to your nigga. Don't be talking to me about being nasty. Talk to your nigga.
Oh my God.
You know what I'm saying? So yeah, bro, I got stories.
Okay, that was some Shawshank Redemption type shit right there.
Let me just, I'm going to Steve Dean, but let me take the conversation to another level because B Money did this. Hold on, Donovan, I'm gonna just mute you because there's a lot of background noise right now.
No, you're good. No, I'm in the room now. I'm good.
Okay. So I want to get Steve the Dean. So here's the thing: B Money made a controversial comment, and I think that it may hold weight. He's saying that there are a lot of dudes, two-parent home or single mother home, who are more with this shit than we know about. Now, we just heard what Max City Lemon just said. You know, there are dudes that are looking huge, can't tell. You know, we do have maybe more dudes who are down with the she-males. I mean, look at Eddie Murphy. He got caught. Well, not with several prostitutes like that. You know, Eddie Long. Do we have more gay black men than we know? Are a lot of more niggas? And he said also, a lot of these dudes they actually do this and then try to get mad once they get caught.
Yeah, I think there's more out there. Absolutely, Judge. And the reason they get mad is to get caught because they like Angry Man was saying earlier, it's the image that they hold. That, you know, your image is everything, especially when you're in the limelight, you're in the camera and the movies and all other stuff. Your image has to be. I mean, it's funny. Sometimes TV and movies kind of show you truths that you don't want to see. And how many? I mean, I remember a TV show called Entourage. The main character was gay, but they had to make him manly because the women loved him, and they know the women are the greatest consumers, so he has to act masculine in front of the women. But then when the lights turn off, I guess he's sucking hot dogs out of people's assholes, like old boys saying. I don't know, you know what I mean? So it's going on a lot, but understand this as well. Alan even mentioned a while back to me Hollywood, you know, there's a lot of gayness in those casting couches, you know, to get those roles. It's a lot of things that's happening to black men that I mean, in Atlanta, it's just, I mean, Valentino's from Atlanta, am I correct? He's in Atlanta. Yeah. The hotbed of the hotbed. Oh man. I can feel the heat. Yeah.
Let me go back to Angry Man. I know you got that new iPhone, and I just muted because there was a little echo on a little bit. Unmute yourself. But let me go to Angry Man because, you know, we were talking about a little bit earlier, you know, is homosexuality a choice? And before you guys came on, we were having the discussion about it's okay. I talked about I had a college in my when I graduated biology, a guy named Brian. He was a white guy. He's now a pharmacist. He was gay. And we had a conversation about, I said, well, dude, how did your family take your decision? And my family was pretty good with it. But when it's with black men like Bobby Valentino, if they are gay, we have so much pressure on us to be very masculine and be with women. You know, is it that our community is not accepting enough for these guys to be who they want to be? And this is a problem that we're having. And also, do you think that sexuality is a choice, or they're born like this?
Like that's always been the debate whether or not, I believe, me personally, I believe some are born that way, and I believe some are choosing to be that way. The only reason why I say that is because I know somebody that had a son, and ever since I've seen that kid, ever since he was born, and ever since he was little, he was doing some sissified stuff. Okay. Mm-hmm. It was like it was unescapable. You understand? And don't get it wrong, I don't think that that there are males and females that are predestined to be gay. I think it has a lot to do with the you know, when a woman is pregnant, they give her hormones, they give her all of these different types of medications and shit like that. I think that plays a lot into it. You understand? I think it plays a lot into it where it's given too much estrogen to certain boys, or it's given too much testosterone to certain girls. So I think there's a bunch of shit that plays into it. Mm-hmm. As far as the black community, like, black men are under scrutiny we're always under scrutiny. So it wouldn't matter. It wouldn't matter if it's this topic or if it's another topic. Like, it doesn't really matter. Like, black men are the punching bags of the world. So whatever we do, you know, in comparison to other people doing it, we're always gonna get beat up for it. I don't care what it is. If it's a dude coming out trying to say, well, you know, I'm gay, this is how I am and shit, and you know, he tries to express that to everybody, he's gonna catch a hard time because he's black. That's just a black male's journey, regardless of what the hell you do. You're gonna be scrutinized for it. You know what I'm saying? If a brother don't even gotta be gay, he could just decide to dye his damn hair red. He gonna catch hell for that. You know what I'm saying? It don't matter what he do, he's gonna catch hell regardless.
Hey, look, not to cut you off here, but Cisco comes to mind, right? Like, remember when Drew Hill was big back in the mid to late '90s, and you know, people would joke about Cisco being gay because he, you know, he did have some funny ways about him, and he dyed his hair certain colors, but it's the same thing.
Yeah. Well, see, here's the thing. Like when we were younger, we had a term. It was called a sissy. But just because you were there's a lot of guys that were sissies, but they wasn't gay. You know what I'm saying? There's a gray area. There's an in between. A lot of people don't believe that. You have cats that's gay, and you just have some cats that just have effeminate ways. As far as not as far as their behavior, like mentally, but as far as their mannerisms, right. How they run, and you know what I'm saying? Like everybody's known at least one dude that ran like a girl. And you'd be like, well, stop running like that. Like, I can't help it. I can't help it. Yeah, you can. I bet you if I fire off a shot in the air, you'll tighten that shit up. But like, it's just like, I think with Bobby Valentino, like, don't get me wrong, like, that's not my thing. You know what I'm saying? But I try to be a tolerant brother. You know what I'm saying? I try to be tolerant. So I feel bad for him because he about to catch it worse. He about to catch it worse than this from his fans who didn't believe that he's that way. You know, he about to go through the same shit Eddie Murphy went through. You know, but
let me do this because I gotta let's kind of take it and welcome ABL. I think we have a full house now. So you know, I stay having all-star friends. Let me tell you something. If you want to get good at the YouTube shit, get some all-stars and shit. You know, some friends like ABL. You know, even though he won't. I'm gonna see if he had cursed today because that nigga ain't never cursed on my shit yet. I'm gonna see if we can get him to say fuck or something.
You never know, man. With me, it could be anything that come out of my mouth, so you never know what's going on.
Yeah, so I'm actually kind of curious because you know. Let's all spin the conversation, and I think it's that you're echoing a little bit about that. Let's see here. Okay, let's spin the conversation, and we're going to go to you, ABL, then my man Charles and Donovan, and then back to Max City and back to Steve. Okay, you know, Bobby Valentino is a musician. Also, he's a good piano player, good singer. And shout out to my man Black American Expat out there in the Philippines. I did a hangout with him. He made a good point. You guys got to all check out his channel, man. Black American Expat. He's out there doing great work in the Philippines, man. He's a humanitarian. So he's out there, you know, really out there helping the Philippines too while he's out there living. But he did say that the Black church is the haven for homosexuality, and you got to look at people like King Narcissus, James Cleveland. You know, how far does the Black church play into, you know, allowing, giving a platform for Black homosexuals to actually to do greater things? I mean, you know, is this also a part of the Black church's issue? And what's your whole take on this whole Bobby Valentino getting caught by this transgender and all these things? Just go ahead and freestyle it, man. Do what you do best.
Okay, now the Black church, heard a little bit of the echo.
Yeah, I think. You see, Anchorman, is that your mic?
Okay, I'm good now. All right.
Okay.
Now the thing about the Black church, I'm not really sure if it's going to be them that's like responsible. I do think that they have a lot of Black homosexuals there that are doing different things. You know, the choir director, a lot of these pastors, etc. And I think the reason why they go to the Black church is because they tend not to get judged there, but they do get judged in regular society. Mm-hmm. And the thing is, people act like they don't see it in the Black church. Like you got this dude with all kind of.
Say it again.
the people in the church act like they don't see the black homosexuals in the church. They act like it's not really there. You know, he might just be a little fruity or whatever. He's not gay, but this dude coming in there, tight pants on, texturizers. He sounds gay. He's obviously gay. And the thing is, I'm gonna talk about that too. A lot of these guys that's gay may not come off as gay, but you would think is gay. You know, a lot of these guys be in the gym getting buff. Think about it. Where would a gay person go if they wanted to see other men halfway naked, muscles and everything else? They're gonna go to the gym, right? The church is where they go for refuge to do whatever they want to do. And the gym is where they go to engage in some kind of sexual hookup or whatever. So keep that in mind. And a lot of these gay dudes that be in, can you hear me?
Yeah.
And a lot of these guys that go to jail, a lot of guys that go to jail a lot go there intentionally because they like to have that kind of environment when they're around men. You know, guys like T.I., like for a long time, I thought T.I. was gay because it's like, okay, T.I., you've been to jail like 35 times. How is that possible? and you go into jail after you became famous. What are you doing? Why are you going to jail? How are you being arrested 10 to 15 times after you get money? Why? What is the purpose? Like guys I know that's in jail. The guys I know that's in jail that are really in jail for, you know, legitimate, not legitimate reasons, but they went to jail for something that they were doing in the street to try and get some money. So once you are famous, why are you still going to jail? Maybe you like going to jail, right? And to the women that are out there that don't know if their man is gay or not, sometimes you just got to open your eyes and see. Do you remember when Terry McMillan had her husband on Oprah, her ex-husband?
Oh my God, light-skinned dude.
Yeah, talking about she didn't know he was gay. Now, come on. Everybody that saw that knew that boy was gay. And the thing is, if you don't know your man is gay, if he's going to the gym for hours and hours and hours on end, and he's not coming back to the crib, maybe something's going on. Pull up on him at the gym and see what's happening. If he's in there, you know, with a big smile on his face, a big cheese eating grin that he does not have around you, maybe something's going on. So Bobby Valentino, I'm not surprised. Anybody looked at him pretty much knew what it was. Little 5'3" dude, curly hair, texturizer, wearing flamboyant stuff. Come on. That's an obvious one. That's an obvious one right there.
Automatically.
That's obvious. You know, so that right there was no surprise to me.
Yeah, them S curl kits, man. If I see a dude wearing an S curl kit in 2017, automatically.
Yeah, something's wrong.
Automatic. You shouldn't have no Duke in your head in 2017. It just, you know, in the 90s, that was cool. The little John Starks, you know, little S curl, that was cool, you know.
Hey, hold up, a little Ralph Tresvant, right?
Yeah, but 2017 now, if I see it, especially if you dark like me with an S curl, come on, dude, get away from me. You know that Floyd Patterson? No, we ain't gonna do that over here. Okay, let me do this. Let me get to Donovan, because Donovan has a talk here. Shout out to ABL, man. Donovan, what's your whole take on this matter? And then, you know, I don't know how much you know about the Black church, if you ever went to it before. I mean, heard your podcast many times, but I don't know if you wasn't. But what do you think about this as a reflection of Black men with Bobby Valentino? A lot of people saying a lot of us are like that. What's your take on all this?
Yeah, as far as the Black church is concerned, again, I mean, I agree with you guys. We all know, you know, if it looks like a duck and quacks like a duck, it's probably a duck. We all know, and there are a lot of men out there on the down low, and it doesn't really matter what color they are. But when someone is gay, you know, you can tell that they're gay. They never have a girlfriend, or they've never been married, or they don't have any kids, or anything like that. And the Black church is more or less a refuge, because the church is supposed to be a place of refuge where you can repent for your sins and not be judged for, you know, whatever you are or whatever you do. You can ask for forgiveness. But I want to talk about what Juan was talking about earlier with regards to whether or not, you know, are people born homosexual, or is homosexuality a choice? And that's one of the many things I can just say, I don't know. Because you think about it, if a dude like man, like I love pussy, man. I could never imagine doing the type of shit that people do in prison, or what homosexuals do. That's just, I can't fathom that. Like, that just doesn't. But then you think about if a man actually engages in that kind of activity, he's got to be gay on some level. Like, you hear about guys who are porn actresses who claim they're 100% heterosexual, but they do like this gay for pay porn. So how is it that you love pussy and you're smashing these bitches on screen, but you can still get hard for a dude? It's just it's one of those things, man. Where, and I'm not gay, so I don't know. But I mean, I used to be of the mind that, hey, you weren't born gay. Men are born to smash pussy. But I'm gonna tell you what, man. There's so many men out here now that are coming out. A lot of times, I think it's because of the power of suggestion. You just don't know. But yeah, the black church definitely has a lot to do with the refuge for these gay men. And you know who they are when they walk in the doors. They're flamboyant, the way they talk, and they make it obvious. But nobody wants to judge them, at least not out loud. But they know.
Let me just make this comment, and I'm gonna go to Charles. What I will say, in my experience, if you listen to my podcast, you know that I have a lot of church stories. What I will say about the guys who are, the gay in the church, and my grandmother was a church musician for 40 years. She really loves these guys. What I can tell you is a lot of these guys are very, very talented too. When it comes, especially like the music ministry, those guys who play the organ, who direct the choir, and they can compose choirs. And really, what people don't understand is, like, in these black churches, the most powerful person besides the pastor in the church is the musician. Because if you go to black churches, 70% of the service is,
I totally agree.
70% of the service is singing. So, and in some cities, let's say, if you live in Philadelphia, you live in Detroit, you live in, New York City, even LA. In Sacramento at my church, which is New Testament Baptist Church, you can get, at least $800 a Sunday for playing organ. You show up to a choir rehearsal. That's the going rate, So it's a big industry. And a lot of these guys who are gay and they're talented, if you can direct a choir, that's big money. The better your choir is, if you think about it, the better your choir is in the black church, and the better your musicians are, the more money you're going to get.
That's money all day long. It's like a concert hall.
Yeah, the music ministry. If you think of some of these guys who are really good, I can think about, Richard Smallwood, which, you got to be gay with a name like Richard Smallwood. But I actually was able to see Reverend Jeremiah Wright preach at Howard University when I was a student there. Richard Smallwood was also a graduate of Howard University. He's definitely gay, you can tell. But it's big money, and a lot of these people in the church, especially like Reverend James Cleveland, he actually infected one of his adopted sons with HIV.
Wow.
And it was still under the rug. And, so in the black...
Wait, so he had an affair with one of his adopted sons and infected with HIV?
Yeah, dude, it was Christopher Harris. I think he's now dead now. But, and so, in the black church, gay, if you are able to produce, money in choir and donations to the church, they're going to keep that under wraps. So I think that's why a lot of gay men, flourish in the ministry, kind of don't ask, don't tell scenario. Like, don't you're gay, but just don't come out and say it, because I don't want to fire you. You know what I mean? Type of ordeal. But let me kind of go to this. I'm going to go to Officer Faulkner with this particular question. And that question is, Officer Faulkner, what, in your experience as a Baltimore City officer with black men, do you ever come across certain issues where you have domestic abuse between two guys? Like, hey, I gotta call. This nigga beat his boyfriend up.
It's too bad.
Like this, where this guy won't pay this transsexual prostitute or something like that, and you show up. Like, is there ever been a problem with you?
It's 2017, man. We get all kinds of shit like that. You gotta understand. We got an officer removed from a post because he was arresting too many of the transgender people. That's how powerful they are. Oh, he's picking on them. No, they're prostituting. And last time I checked, prostitution is a crime. So why do you remove this officer who's doing his job? So you're going to get a lot of that due to the fact that it's prevalent. So we got so many issues. I had issues between two guys, two girls, a girl, guy, and a girl. You name it. And it's still, yeah.
Let's just hear one of them. If you don't mind, while we have you on.
One of the more interesting ones was trying to think. Damn, I knew the one who was a girl. She was a college student and a stripper. Pick a struggle. And of course, her girlfriend had to look like a fucking thug. And her parents came to help her move. And for some reason, what happened was she found out, the girl, I guess the Dom, for all intents and purposes, found out that the girl still likes penis. So she was going back and forth with this dude. And the dude was paying her bills, and they had some issues. And, oh, I want her out the house because she's not being faithful. She told me she was gay. That's the power of the dick. It brings you back to life. And parents are there. Oh, yeah, tell them what you do for a living. Yeah, she's going to school to be a social worker, and she's a stripper. I'm like, that doesn't seem like it goes together, but I buy what you're selling. I had two guys who were like my man said, from prison, tattoos and everything. Looked like they about to do like a 2000s what was that group with Lil Wayne and Juvenile, Cash Money record. You know, like they were going on money back in the day.
The Hot Boys.
And that was domestic. They were lovers. So you had these two dudes fist fighting. And here comes the third dude who the one guy cheating on. I'm like, Jesus Christ. They're both like 240, and they look like they play for like the Ravens or some shit. Like, what the hell?
How did you break that shit up?
Do something. Huh?
How did you break that shit up? Literally.
Hit everybody till they fall. Like, shit, hit
everybody till they fall. Hilarious.
They like as big as me. Like, shit, I ain't taking it easy on you. Like, shit, I mean, hell, I've wrestled for years, and there was one openly gay wrestler that, thank God he wasn't in my weight class, but still.
An openly gay wrestler, man, that's bad fucking news, bro.
Oh, no.
Don't let him be good, too, because you suck.
Oh, hell no. Oh yeah, man, you got to get good real quick. Fuck that.
I mean, you had gay boxers that I've known that, you know, I mean, he wasn't open, but, you know, you knew. you just knew.
You know, Griffith was one of the top 20 boxers of all time. He was gay.
Yeah. Don't think some of these gay people, I mean, there's a difference between a punk and there's gay. Don't think that some of these gay men won't whip your ass. Like,
oh yeah, I got an uncle like that.
Street.
I got an uncle like that, you know, that will dress up as a woman, you know what I'm saying, in full. I've seen him in full drag, like with the makeup, the wig, the fake breasts and all of that, but don't get it twisted. He will stomp you into wine.
Yeah. And the scariest, we had like a Hell's Angels club down at I forget what the actual street was. It's been so long. We had you know how the prospects don't have their colors, you know, and they got to guard the house. And down the street, you know, we had a transgender. So you got the 6'6" guy, you know, guarding the clubhouse, and then down the other side of the street, you got the 6'6" guy in a dress.
Oh my god. Okay.
Like I could. There are certain sections of Baltimore that is so pro LBGT, HCD, whatever the hell you want to call it. It's like they have their own section, and they're so protected that they actually have liaison with the police department.
Okay. Let me do this. I mean, I'm gonna come back to you. Let me let's see who's now. It's Max City, and then we'll go to Steve, and then back to Angry Man. Let me ask you this because Bobby Valentino has a very attractive woman. I want to ask everybody on this panel this. The woman is fine. His girlfriend is fine as shit. No disrespect to my girl, because like, we're talking about this girl is fine. No, this bitch look good. This bitch look good. But she knows that this nigga is gay. You know, why do so many black women, they understand that these guys have a predisposition to being homosexual. Steve hit it on the head earlier. They will go out and they will choose these guys. And my thing is, they think I can change you.
I don't think that's it at all. I think that might be a factor, but if a woman knows a man is gay, she knows he's gay. But the reason these women pick these high-profile celebrity recording artists who they know are gay, it's for the status. Okay, so she knows
I'm
he's
talking
gay,
about just him in general. I
but
mean,
nobody else.
in general, these kind of dudes, regardless of their wealth.
Oh well, I can't speak to that. I can't imagine just a Joe Schmo dating a woman and that woman knowing that he is gay, trying to change him. There's no motivation for her to change him because she can go out and date a Joe Schmo who's straight, who's gonna fuck her like a porn star. All I can speak to is, like I said, celebrities. If nobody else knows the celebrity is gay, then what's it to her? She's got the status, the fame, and the lifestyle. But as far as guys like you and me, I don't know why a woman would do that. I can't imagine a woman.
See, some of these guys, some guys are gay, but they can still please women.
Right.
I would agree. Let me go to Max City real quick. Max City, Donovan can't see how a woman would know a man is gay if he's not a superstar and would still decide to date him. Now, you've talked about this, you've caught dudes who were doing this. Do you think that some of these women actually know that these guys are predispositioned to this and still want to stick with them anyway?
Yeah, I done told them bitches, man. I told them to their face, like, yo, niggas suck dick. I worked in the prison. I wrote the nigga up for sucking dick. And they was like, you jealous of my man. I'm like, bitch. I'm like, okay, but I can just boil it down, just what we just said on the panel. These dudes, they just slinging good dick, man. That's the one thing I can think of, man. I'm like, God damn, what where's your mind at? You know what I mean? Because I done told the broad, because you like in the prison, we was having outbreaks of all sorts of crazy ass, venereal diseases and shit. And like I said, I call myself, trying to help a bitch out. We're like, hey, you might want to watch out, man. Shit here. He not only, fucking you when he get out, but hey, he got some extracurricular activities going on. You might want to watch that. They just had hate for me. It's like, nigga, you ain't shit. Get out my face. You hating on my man. I mean, serious, this venom towards a motherfucker, man. So I was just like, man, he must have been fucking the dog shit out this bitch before he got locked up. That's the only thing I can think of, man.
Real talk just be like, hey, when it starts to sting when you pee, then holler at me. Then we'll get shit after that.
Let me ask Angry Man, because I'm trying to move through I know we have a lot of people who want to talk, so I'm trying to move through them a little bit quicker. Let me ask Angry Man, are black women sticking with these guys, like Bobby Valentino? They know he's gay. They're still fucking with him anyway. Do you think that they're making a conscious choice to do that despite knowing different?
Man, basically, hold on, y'all. I had to switch to the Yeti since we was getting feedback on the other one. Can y'all hear me?
You good?
Okay. Y'all are missing one thing. You're dealing with black women, okay? And even if you weren't dealing with black women, the easiest person to trick is yourself. The easiest person to fool is yourself. When you're dealing with black women, you're already dealing with cognitive dissonance. Like, these women are, just like old boy said, he telling them, and they be like, whatever. What that is, that's them convincing themselves that he's not. You feel what I'm saying? There's chicks out here that will catch their man. There's black women out here that will catch their man and rationalize that shit away. Like, oh, no, it wasn't. Because there's a couple of things that's going on here. One, you don't want to be the chick that couldn't keep a dude because he wanted dick instead of pussy. You don't want to be that chick. So what they're doing is they're sitting back and saying, nah, it can't be. This is too good. This stuff I got is too good. There's no possible way he could ever want something other than me. You see it with these women who are 400 pounds and they telling you that they can compete with a supermodel. You understand what I'm saying? It's a matter of convincing themselves of a reality that they have shaped and molded. You understand? That's really what it's boiling down to. It's not the fact that they don't know these dudes are gay. Mm-hmm. A woman can pick that shit up quicker than a dude can.
Let me ask you this. Why do you think that's the case? How can a woman pick up on the fact that a dude is gay? Because I think you're 110% right, but I just want to know your reason.
Because women are better at reading body language. When women are better at reading those little tiny social cues that go over dudes' heads. Like a woman could walk into a room and she could look around in the room. A woman could walk in the room with her husband and she could look around in the room, and just by looking at other chicks' body language, she can tell which chicks in that room would want to get with her husband. Like that's how good they are at that shit. You understand what I'm saying?
That right there, that's necessary for female survival. Females don't have the strength that men do. So they're blessed with razor sharp social skills. They can pick up on nonverbal cues and pick things out that men would never see, because we don't have to use that tool. Women do as a matter of basic survival.
No, because if you, as a dude, you got to think this comes from thousands of years of evolution, probably millions. Where you go back to tribe life, where you have a tribe. All of the dudes are gonna leave for the day to go hunting. So the women are left in the tribe with the children by themselves. There's no dudes there. The dudes all went out hunting. So if they're in the tribe and they see a man walking over the hill, they got to be able to identify from a distance, based on his body language, whether or not he's a threat for their survival. Because if he rolls up on them and they can't pick up on his social cues until he got another agenda, they're screwed. So over, evolution has given them the ability to spot bullshit. You know what I'm saying? Or to spot something that's out of the ordinary. So a woman can easily pinpoint whether or not a guy is gay. Like, I've seen women do it. They'll be like, that dude is gay. I'll be like, yeah, right. You know what I'm saying? They'd be like, yeah, he's gay. You know what I'm saying? And be right. Be 100% right. Like, we just now sitting around saying, damn, man, Bobby Valentino, they been known he was gay.
Right.
They been known he was gay. You know what I'm saying? Just because of his, like, and if you start, here's the thing. Because when I found out about this, I was like, damn, women that good at body language. I started getting books on body language. You know what I'm saying? And looking at certain social cues or whatever. Like, I'll tell you another dude that's gay and ain't nobody came out and said it. Tamar Braxton's husband, Vince, is gay.
Oh, wow.
He's gay. You know what I'm saying? Hell yeah.
God damn. See that, man?
Like, next time you see that dude, next time you see that dude, just pay attention to him. Just look at him. It's subtle, but just pay attention. I guarantee you he's somewhere.
I can't pick up on that shit, man. Listen, this is what you need a woman for, man. Like, all right, tell me if this dude is gay. And 6 seconds, yep, he's gay, or no, he's not. Appreciate it. I'm telling you, man, they're that good at it.
Yeah, but see, it's like anything else. It's like anything else. You don't see it. You don't see it because you're not looking for it. Like, the moment you start paying attention to like certain things, like certain mannerisms and stuff, you be like, what the hell? Because like, I seen him do something. I ain't gonna say what it was, but I seen him do something. Because my girl, she used to watch, the Braxtons or whatever. And I was just, out the corner of my eye, seeing something. I said, what the fuck? I said, oh, that dude gay. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's just messed up. But there's a lot of dudes out there like that that's just floating around. And these women, they are convincing themselves, they may even have a conversation with themselves in the back of their mind, say, yeah, he might be that way, but I can change it. I just gotta stick it out. You know how women rationalize their bullshit or whatever.
Right. This cooch will turn them.
Let me do this.
Yeah.
I think it's a part of desperation in a lot of women.
That too.
Yeah.
I think they're so desperate for a man. I think they're so desperate because they outnumber us, 9-1, that they'll get any man that they can get. That's why they'll be with fuck boys. That's why they'll be with guys who are gay. And they'll rationalize it. I mean, it's the same thing, like Angry Man said, when you go to domestic violence. You're going to be with a guy who beats the shit out of you. Why don't you leave? But he really loves me. So you got to understand the illogical nature of a woman.
Okay. But let's do this, guys.
There's a female.
We want to, before you start, we have like a lot of people on here. So let's go ahead, Wayne, Angry Man. We want to make sure that we get to everybody. So
let me just say this real quick.
Go ahead.
We just drop this bomb real quick. There's a female YouTuber that's a swirler that's married to a dude and got kids by him, and he's gay.
Oh yeah, that's obvious.
Wait a minute, who the hell is that?
You know who it is. Come on, we all know who it is.
Oh man, oh my god.
Let me, Steve the Dean. I know I gotta give my man Steve over here.
That was up.
Doing neck exercises and stuff, man. But Steve, you made a good point earlier. But I'm trying to get through the panel a little bit more efficiently. I know we have like LAR movement. We definitely can do it too. Steve, you made a point. You made a point that these women are choosing these guys like this. Why would I mean? Is it, you know, are these women suffering from not having a father in the home that they would even decide to want to be like with somebody like Bobby Valentino? Because let me say this before you answer that. What I've noticed living in Europe, masculinity over here is not like masculinity in the black community. Black community masculinity has a lot to do with flamboyance, a lot to do with being loud, a lot to do with being seen a lot. That's like a choosing signal. My man Max City Limits, you know. The more flamboyant or loud or more, you know, aggressive you are, the more hyper masculine you are. That's how many most women see you.
That's
over
gay too.
here in Europe or in Ukraine or places like that. Being like, I'm really getting to see what masculinity is all about. Working with other men, you know, doing good business with other people, you know, working with other people, trying to build as you build with them. Our black women do not know what true masculinity is. So
no.
when they see these guys in skinny jeans and shit like that, these pants all hanging off their ass, I got to talk about that too. But Steve, what's the problem here? Why are these women choosing men like this? Is it a lack of a father figure in their life, or what's going on?
It's a little bit of everything. You think about it, if you're unwanted and nobody really wants you, you're going to take whatever you can get. You'll scrape the bottom of the barrel.
Ooh,
some of these women.
Wait a minute. Say that again, because I'm trying to see where you're coming from. Because if you just say it may or may not destroy this whole. Say that one more time.
I'm just saying, when you're unwanted and nobody wants you, you're so desperate, you'll scrape the bottom of the barrel just to have somebody in your life. So
are you saying this about as black women as a whole, in so many words, or just certain women?
Can't say all, because not all black women will. Some women will date a gay guy just to have a baby by him because they want love. See, all I would say in general, all women want love, to be loved by something. That's why you get a woman that's in love. You know, she's like, I'd rather have half a man than no man at all and being lonely. So they'll accept Twan or whatever his fruity name is, whatever his dude name is. They'll accept that and they'll accept the relationship from that individual because they don't want to be alone. They rather be. That's why they always pick up Pookie and Ray Ray, because they realize, you know, just because I have this education and I have all these degrees and all this other shit, they think they deserve something. But then as they get older, metabolism slowing down, crow's feet coming in, their eggs are drying up. They sit around saying, oh shit, I need to get something or somebody. But who think about a gay individual. That could be her gay best friend. I mean, she can watch soap operas with him, not have to have sex with him, but can use his sperm to produce another child for herself. So there's a lot of selfish things that's going on with the black woman when it comes to this stuff. So I think that it's just, that's part of the problem that we're having. They're just so lonely. They're going and taking whatever they can get because, you know, you got one group of people going their own way. You got some people that don't want to date black women. You got people just want to just fuck them and leave them alone. So they're just feeling so ostracized. They're like, I'll take anything that comes my way.
Let me ask LAR movement. LAR movement. Is what Steve's saying, does he have any merit? And welcome to the podcast. But what Steve is saying, is he true? Is it not true? Or?
Absolutely. And what's happening to all you guys?
Peace.
Hey, what's up?
What's happening? Is one part of it that people seem to skirt over sometimes, whether it's a homosexual guy, one of them metrosexual guys, one of these skinny jeans guys, one of these even Pookie or Ray Ray, as you call. Some women like those dudes in particular because they can run them. Because those are the type of guys that'll never pay the cost to be the boss. They'll be living with her. You know, they're washing her dishes. You know what I'm saying? They're doing they switch roles. And some of the ladies like the quote unquote power position. And the guys, they'll choose to date the guys who will never want to be in that position on purpose. So that's my opinion.
But let's talk about that because you made a strong point. Let me get to hit some of these.
Yeah,
go ahead,
Don.
Let
me comment. No, because I gotta drop off here real quick. But I agree 100% with Steve the Dean, and I'll take it one step further. It's fundamental. It's basic. The more options you have as a man or a woman, the more selective you can be. The least amount of options you have, the least selective you can be. So if you're a man or a woman who doesn't have a lot of options, guess what? You're going to end up scraping the bottom of the barrel anyway. But if you're a woman who can date anybody you want, you're not going to date a guy who's a homosexual because you can date guys who are not. Black women, white women, Latinos, whatever the case may be, the more options a woman has, the more selective she can be. So if you got a lot of women out there that don't have a lot of options, and just like you said, women want to be loved by something. Some women even start loving themselves. They do the whole homosexual thing themselves because they want to be loved by something. And in their mind, hey, you know what? He might be a gay man, but he's a man. He's better than no man. Peace out, guys. Thanks for having me on, O'Shea.
All right, Donovan, I'm going to call you when I get done with this. We can work on an ebook. And let me go to ABL real quick, and then we'll go to Officer Faulkner. So, Anthony Brown Logan, is there some truth to what Steve is saying, to what LAR movement's saying with this whole selection piece?
I mean, I can't really remember what Steve said exactly. So can you guys,
okay, let me ask you this. Do a lot of women, our women, let's take this whole conversation for another spin, and then we'll go from Charles to Angry Man. I know, to Fat Mac, and then Angry Man, and then back to Steve. Do we have a problem with our women preferring effeminate men? Is this something that women just say, this nigga right here with the flower drawers on and look like one of the Migos, I want him. Fuck a nigga looking like Officer Charles Parker with all the muscles, the Angry Man, that deep ass voice. I don't want him. I want the nigga with the goddamn Migos shit on. Give me him.
Okay, I got you.
I can
okay,
now,
all right, let's talk about it. Now, okay, you do have some women that want the more effeminate man, or the man that'll take the submissive role. A lot of these career women, they want to be empowered. They want to be the one to wear the pants. They want to be in control. I've seen it. You see the woman with a pantsuit on or whatever, and then the man is like it behind her with his head down. Some women like that because like to be in control. They don't want a man to control her, because then it becomes a fight. She got too much masculine energy, and she don't want to have to share her position with him. It's an imbalance there. She has too much masculine energy, so she want to be balanced out by somebody that has less masculine energy than her. She does not want somebody that has more. It's going to create an imbalance, and it's going to be constant strife. Now, on the other end, we can't just look at it like you got the feminine men and the masculine men, because at the end of the day, they both can be gay. You got these dudes looking like Lawrence Taylor in the face that are gayer than the more feminine looking dudes. You understand what I'm trying to say? So we got to put that out there, because do you know that 1 out of every 2 black gay men will catch HIV? I'll say that one more time. 1 out of every 2 gay black men will catch HIV. That includes the feminine looking dudes, the dudes who look like they about 5 foot even. The guys is like my height, 6'3", 300 pounds, muscles, all of them. It doesn't even really matter. Who do you think that the real feminine looking gay dudes are getting with if they get with a man? They're getting with the real brother looking dude, looking like he just came straight from homicide. Okay. So that's going on.
Wow. I mean, okay, now we're going to, first of all, I'm about to get Angry Man riled up in a minute. So man, if you're on your phone right now, but you have to get on this mic for about 5. You and Steve the Dean, because y'all supposed to be my, y'all my go-tos on the Brother PL, man. I'm gonna need y'all to get y'all exercise shit on, because what I'm about to start asking y'all is 2 things. Start with Officer Faulkner. Do gay black men? I'm just gonna say it right now. Fuck it. Do gay black men have a position here in the manosphere?
That's a deep question.
Talk about it. Look at AB.
That's a deep question, man. I say no, but I'm gonna just go ahead and say it. I say no, but I don't know about y'all.
We'll say me for last, because
okay,
people,
all right.
let these people curse first, because you the clean version. But Officer Faulkner, this manosphere, the black, the manosphere. Shout out to the white manosphere, because it's them that have created for their particular groups and men's rights issues and stuff like that. And we're trying to do the same thing. So I'll shout out to Rouge, Voice for Men, the Good Men Project. Those guys are doing a really excellent job. But as we are trying to define the so-called Black manosphere, we're going to talk about HIV in a minute. Do gay Black men who have also been criticized and ridiculed for being a Black man in particular, do they have the same issues that the heterosexual Black men have? And our concerns with Black women, because we have Black mothers too, some of them with not so good experiences. Should they be allowed to join in on the fight with us here on the Black manosphere? Do guys like Bobby Valentino need a voice from the Angry Man, from ABL, from LAR Movement, from Max City Limits, from Steve Dedeen?
See, a lot of gay men actually benefit from also being feminine. You gotta understand this. They're more welcomed by women. They're not seen as a threat as a heterosexual, confident Black man is. So I would not exclude them, because what you like is what you like, and what I like is what I like. But at the same time, it's the same issues what I got with like transgender people. You want to change your gender, but you want to reap the benefits of both genders. Now, if he needs help and we need to speak up for him, and I think that you should be fair to him and say, hey, brother, if you like transgenders, hey, nobody has a right to pick on you. I mean, like if you with the brothers, hey, we're gonna joke about it, but nobody should be prejudiced towards you. But at the same time, it's like you kind of like don't have the same issues, because you're pretty much, like you said earlier, about how Black women might feel comfortable with this guy because he's gay and he's gonna be acceptable and he's warming. I don't have to look for sex. I mean, it's kind of like you don't have the same balance. Like you don't go through the same because you're not the threat.
Okay. Good point. Let me do this. And I also, Falcon Black had a question. I'm going to say that for, I'll answer to Angry Man, because he probably can speak to him maybe. But let me ask you this, Fat Mac, real quick, and we go to Angry Man, because he's going to have to weigh in on this. But Fat Mac, I know you just joining us over here in the Black Male Manosphere with your podcast, bro. We really appreciate you being over here with us. But as you're seeing the movement as it's progressing, do you feel that men like Bobby Valentino, gay men in particular, they see what what the Angry Mans are doing, and the LAR movements, Steve Dedeen. Hey, you know what? I want to join in with you guys. What you guys are doing. I'm a Black male too. I've experienced certain issues with racism, and my mom was mean to me. I'm just happen to be gay. I want to be a part of the manosphere too. Do you think that these men should be welcome, in your opinion?
Talking to me?
Yes, sir. The one porno star.
Hey, what the thing is, man?
Go check him out, man.
Hey, nah, go ahead, man.
There, man.
Stop that.
Yeah.
Hey, I'm ready to over here.
Hey. As far as because from what I can see, man, the manosphere is all about. From what I seen, the majority of it was like male-female relationships, man. You know what I mean? Especially dealing with the core family unit. And of course, the core family unit makes the community. And in that regard, no, they don't really have a stake in that, man, because, gay men do not build quote unquote core family units. But then you said something about the racism aspect. Well, yeah, they can get in on that. You know what I mean? That's something that they could speak to. But as far as dealing with the basic unit of civilization, which is the family, the man, the woman, and the child, they don't have anything. They don't have any stake in that, because they're not building families. They're not procreating. That is, if they're really, truly gay men. So I don't see what their stake in the game is, or if they have a dog in the race. I'm not understanding why they would even want to be a part of this. Okay.
Let me ask Angry Man, and then there's also a question from Falcon Black that I want to ask you guys also, just very quickly. But Angry Man, I've never gotten an email from at least somebody that was openly gay. Somebody dropped off. Who was that? Who just dropped off?
Man, but
Nah, that was me switching. That was me
like,
switching to my phone.
Okay. Do gay and bisexual men, transgender men, do they have a say in what is going on in what is now the manosphere? I mean, white or black, in your opinion, for those men, white gay men, black gay men, should they join in on the fight?
They can be fans, but as far as being, it's the same thing with women. Women like women can be fans of the manosphere, but the manosphere is the manosphere.
That's right.
And then the issues that we're talking about are male issues dealing with women. And in my personal opinion, men who they fall under the same category as women because they get the same rights, they get the same privileges to a certain degree. So, they're not being, and then on top of that, they have their own special interest group. They got plenty of defense, so I don't feel like I don't feel like we got to fight for somebody who already got somebody fighting for them.
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm. Let me also ask you this, because Falcon Black asked a question, I want to start this off with you, but he says, as homophobic as black folk can be, how come we accepted Michael Jackson's weird suspect behavior? Do some folk get it past? And let's throw also Prince in there. Let's throw in Morris Day. And I also understand, if you look at his question, all of these guys are pretty light-skinned too. Well, Michael Jackson, certainly. But why is it that black people accepted, Michael Jackson's kind of feminine behavior? Luther, Little Richard. Was Freddie Jackson gay too? Yeah. Freddie Jackson. Okay. Why are these guys? Why did we accept these people? Like you ever heard people talk bad about Michael Jackson? I know I never really. When I was a young kid, nobody ever says Michael Jackson's the F word. Michael Jackson's why was this accepting behavior of Michael Jackson actually opening the door for what we're seeing now? Angry Man? Oh, he won the car.
Can't hear you, boss.
No, you on mute, player. You on mute. Unmute yourself.
You said what now?
I said, was the behavior like Michael Jackson, his kind of feminine nature and black people in America being accepting to it? Was that kind of the beginning of the end for black male masculinity?
No. I don't believe so, because even though those dudes they weren't flamboyant with it.
I don't know about Prince. Prince had the butt cheeks out with the chaps.
Yeah, Prince is a whole nother type of, that's a whole nother monster in itself, you know what I'm saying? But so because at the same time we still had a lot of really masculine men, so I think it's just a part of, see, that's the thing that bothers me, like white.
Breaking up, dude.
Hold on, my bad.
That's the new iPhone?
I said that doesn't take away from white.
Yeah, it ain't really. You got to tighten up your internet service or something, boss.
Do the wireless.
Well, can y'all hear me now?
Yeah, we hear you now. Somebody said Prince showed his ass lit. Oh, also, let me do a shout out, man, to my man Mo B. Shout out to him. And while Angry Man's talking, y'all get the likes up on the video, man. 300 and something watching. Damn, but y'all niggas can't like the video. Damn, get these likes up. Y'all know how we do over here. Country nigga, nah.
Yo, can y'all hear me?
I hear you now.
Okay. No, because like if you look at it, it doesn't take away from, like, the same way we had individuals back in the day that was like that. White people had individuals back in the day that was like that. You had You had what's the guy's name?
Billy Idol. Not Billy Idol. What's the motherfucking name?
Boy George.
Boy George. You had
Liberace.
Liberace. You had
David
all
Bowie.
these dudes. Yep. And it didn't take away. That doesn't take away from white male masculinity. So it shouldn't take away from black male masculinity. That's just my opinion on it.
I mean, that's because black males are held to a higher extent.
Of course.
Always.
Which
always.
Is, but it's a ridiculously high extent. It's like,
of course,
you know,
it's like I just got off a call just now. Like I told you guys, girl and a guy live together. His 16-year-old son lives there and was there with him. Every time she would call and say, "Oh, you a little boy. You call the police. You a little boy." But in the next breath, and it was funny because she went to work. This is how a lot of this stuff that comes on in the black community. We're held to this extent, and as soon as you do something somebody doesn't like, they're calling you a bitch. They call you a little boy. I want a real man. It's that higher extent. Like, what's your definition of what a real man is? I like to know it. And like you said, nobody who's white, nobody who's Asian or Arab, because trust me, homosexuality is practiced in them cultures a lot more than what people think. So nobody matter. Let's look at the Greco-Roman eras. Let's look at it. Nobody said they were not masculine. You had the Spartans. You had the Roman centurions who were fighting wars for years. You think no homosexual stuff went over there? Right. But like you said, it doesn't take away from it. But as soon as you do something that is not liked or favored, you're going to be called gay or less than a man, which a lot of women know that's the ultimate insult.
Okay, let me get to Steve real quick, and then we'll come back to LAR and then to I gotta talk about this in hip hop, man, because I mean, I wasn't like a big time hip hop head, but I did come up in the '90s. I'm 36. Kind of the Method Man era, Ghostface Killer, Tupac, Snoop Dogg, they have these guys, man, most notably people like Young Thug. Look at Steve.
All right, 10-421.
What's I mean, is hip hop trying to feminize black men? I mean, are there powers at B?
Yeah. Oh,
we can talk about that right now.
It's not just the music industry; it's a sports industry. And again, I'm all for breast cancer and all that other stuff. At one point, I know I was always bitching that men didn't have a month in the football for them, but I don't like seeing. I don't like seeing football players in pink. It's for the thing, but you have things like that. But I won't even touch on breast cancer. But you see it now. Like, okay, you take everybody who loves LeBron James. Let's take cake ass LeBron, little cake ass motherfucker, right? Let's take that big sissified motherfucker that flops, bitches, and acts like a fucking baby and shit. Now, if y'all like Braun fans, I'm sorry. Fuck, I'm from the old school where the Bulls, the fucking Detroit Pistons, and motherfuckers, they played basketball. But anyway, you have people like him. You know what? I'm gonna be nice, LeBron. Fuck LeBron. Let's go to fucking Cam Newton and fucking who is that? That motherfucker Westbrook.
Oh
Look at these motherfuckers.
Oh shit.
You
go to boxing, man.
Yeah, you look anywhere around the sport, man. Gladiator sports, they are whittling them down to tell these kids, these young boys, that what, it's okay to wear tight nut hugging pants. It's okay to hold a purse, but call it a satchel or whatever the fuck they want to call that. And then with the rappers, I was flipping channels last Monday. They got this thing called show called like Love and Hip Hop or some shit, right? And they got this rapper on there that's wearing a pearl necklace and black fingernail polish and walking around just walking around like it's okay. And when you look and when remember O'Shea, impressionable young men. Here's how the game works. These impressionable young men want women. And what do they see? The only way to get to women is dressed like the actors and musicians and football players that they think are getting the women. So they take on because remember, without father being there to guide them, without father being like, hey man, look at that fruit booty motherfucker with the pearl, man. That motherfucker, yeah, bitch ass motherfucker. But you go ahead, Junior, you watch that shit. You know, talking to your boy about that. These young men are going around. What happened? A year ago, what was that? When Kanye was wearing a dress, somebody started walking around wearing this. If they put it on the right person, I'll just sum it up like this. If they put it on the right athlete or musician, and that means someone who has money that wants to start a trend or a fad, they will go to that person, here's some money, wear this goofy. I mean, Cam is the prime example of he need to find his daddy and beat the shit out of him if he knows who he is. Cam Newton is a prime example, and Westbrook in basketball is an example of what they're doing to these young men, man.
Let me ask LAR Movement, because you have a boxing podcast. Is hip hop trying to feminize, the black male? Is society trying to feminize black men, make them more like Bobby Valentino, in your opinion?
They're trying, some ways succeeding, but a lot of people are making the choice to do it on their own. Because I'm sorry, but I'm not gonna wear a blouse because I thought Cam Newton wore one. You know what I'm saying? If I had hair on my head, I'm not gonna dye it blonde at the top because I seen Chad Johnson or Odell Beckham dye their hair blonde. This shit is stupid. There's really no difference between Cisco and these guys who dye their hair. And people didn't look at Cisco like he was a manly dude. I think they do it in sneak ways. Like, one of the things that I look at is like with Kanye West when he came out with them shoes. Not everybody wanted to wear red shoes. Last time I checked, red shoes was for girls who wanted to get attention. And now these guys are sneakerheads and I got the purple and the turquoise ones that match with my purple and turquoise outfit. I got, if you don't, they used to have a dress code. Now there's no dress code. I remember slapping the shit out of people who's like, what the fuck is you wearing, man? Get the fuck out of my, if your homeboy come out the house and he wearing skinny jeans, like, look, man, you can't come with me. You just can't come with me dressing like Prince, dog. It's just not gonna happen. Like, we're not playing a door in the car. The shit is not going down. But the hip hop culture, same thing, because people seem to forget. A lot of these guys who are rappers are really the dudes, or singers, or dudes who weren't outside playing. There was the kids in the house who didn't play basketball, football, box, slap box. They was in the house watching fucking The Young and the Restless. They can tell you the whole goddamn shit. So and a little bit further, every time I hear a grown man talk about I'm into fashion, I be wanting to punch him in their motherfucking throat.
That's right.
Let me do this. Go ahead.
Yeah, no, go ahead, man. My bad.
No, you go on to me. You want to finish that? Go ahead, play out.
Because back in the day, fashion was jeans and a shirt, a suit and a tie, shorts and a shirt. It wasn't all this extracurricular gangstalicious man bag type shit. And you remember, if guys would go to the mall, that should take 5 minutes.
Yeah.
I remember me and my older cousin, we almost beat the brakes off my little cousin because he wanted to shop. He's like, look, motherfucker, you better know what you want before we get there.
Exactly. In and out. Don't be around there shopping, trying to pick out and trying to figure out, trying stuff on. No, you go in there and know what you want and get out.
Because the truth of the matter is, you ain't going no fucking well. You getting all dressed up. You ain't going no motherfucking well.
Right. Look, let me do this. We're going to go quickly to ABL. But before we do that, I know we have 386 people watching. Wow, you guys are all stars. Almost 400 on this channel, which is the second smallest. Is my smaller channel than my bigger one. Almost 400. So let me do this. Let me first of all shout out to this awesome panel, man. I know Angry Man, he did a stream earlier. Max City. We'll go to him next. But I just want to first of all thank all you guys for being here. 390 live viewers on this channel. Wow. Again, thank you guys. Thank you to the fans who like to hear the brothers talk. But let me do this. I need you guys to go like the video, right? 380 people are watching. 220 people. I need everybody, if you're in the chat. We're not asking you for everything, but we are asking you to like the video. If you can do that, that'd be great, because people get to see the brothers that's on this particular podcast. They can follow them individually. I'm going to put their particular YouTubes in the chat. So if you are watching the video right now, I need you to go ahead and donate a like. We're almost at 400 viewers right now. So continue to like the videos. Appreciate you. I need 67 more people to hit the like button on the video and get us to 300 likes before we go to ABL. So we need 65 people more. 238. Okay, so help us get more. All right, I should just have a bunch of people going over there. 241. Okay, cool. And let's keep them coming up, fellas and ladies and gentlemen. 243. Come on, y'all, too slow. Keep them coming, y'all. Keep them coming. Okay, 245. Damn, it slow down. Y'all should all just go and just hit the like button at the same time. 246. All right, so 54 more likes. And then, while we can get a mic over to ABL and then back to Mac City. Hey, Anthony, what's going on? Is this a trick of the Democratic left? I'm a political person, so.
Nah, it's not. It ain't really that deep. The problem is that the people that they put out there, like the young thugs and whatnot, the guys who wear their pretty clothes, all that kind of stuff, they do it because it gets some attention. Now, ain't nobody forcing us to pay them attention. Nobody's forcing us to be, gawking at whatever Russell Westbrook has on, or Young Thug or whatever. Ain't nobody forcing us to do that. It's people out there that like that kind of stuff. They like seeing men in pretty clothes. So whose fault is that? That ain't the Democrat. That ain't. It's just them understanding their audience. They know what it is. Especially guys like Young Thug, who's part of Leo Cohen's record label with, I think it's 300. So they already know what it is. They know what people are looking at. They know what people want to see. So all they're doing is just fulfilling the need. They're fulfilling the demand, supply and demand. That's all that it is. It's not no big plan trying to feminize the man. The man has been feminized by the lack of two-parent households. What else is going to happen to a man in general when he has no men in his life, no older men to look up to? All he has is women, his mom, his aunt, and grandma, etc. A little sister, a cousin. He's going to behave more like them more often than not. That's the problem that we're facing right now. It's not some kind of big plan. Now, you could say the plan has been put there by the Democrats to have the welfare state in place. Now, that could contribute to having men behave more like women, but the entertainers and the athletes, they're out there just doing whatever they do. People like Tom Brady should get more attention because of his skill, because of his prowess, his rings. But we're looking at guys like, Cam Newton, because he has on some shoes that look kind of fruity. Why? Why do we pay attention to that at all?
That's true. Let me get to Mac City. Mac City, man, what do you think with these athletes, these entertainers, are they contributing to the image of, effeminizing, young black men, in your opinion?
Yeah, of course they are, man. When you look at the oligarchs and the social engineers, there's a definite plan to weaken the black tribe and also have a depopulation agenda. And they're doing that through mass media, man. They're doing it through the TV, through the music, through education. And it's just obvious, man. It's just like, wow, I can't, just coming up in the 80s, man, when I came up, just looking at the stuff that I'm seeing now it's another planet, man. I'm like, damn, like cats is really rocking with this shit, man. Even though, especially like on the music tip, man, how y'all was just talking about how we had the Princes, the Michael Jacksons, and a lot of the R&B cats was, they was kind of effeminate, man. But, it's just kind of weird looking at it now, man. It really, I think they're taking it to another level, man, with this stuff that they're doing right now, man. And then, we talking about the whole concept of religion, the oligarchs and the social engineers, they do it through religion as well, through the church. We can look at the Roman Catholic Church, what they're doing, the cardinals and the popes with the little boys. And we can look at the imagery of the church. When you look at the Baphomet symbol, that's an androgynous symbol. Most of the angels are neuter and sexless. The very Jesus image that most of these black folks worship. You look at his image, he's sweeter than fruitcake. You know what I'm saying? So a lot of this shit, man, magic works best at its subconscious level, and that's basically what's going on today. I mean, they're basically using magic. They're using Egyptian sciences against black folks on the subconscious level. You know what I mean? It's magical, man. And they trying to make black folks neuter. They trying to make black folks not procreate. You know, I'm pretty sure y'all know about the Margaret Singer chick and Planned Parenthood. You know what I mean? And the whole concept of producing a whole bunch of gayness in the gay culture, I mean, that follows in step and in suit with not producing any children and also keeping the black tribe weak.
Can I interject and back up for a second?
Yeah, let me do it before you do that. Let me do that. Shout out to Ringo TV Raw, man. Whenever I see Ringo TV Raw, I always do something to acknowledge him. You know, he's a big time brother, man. As far as just being on Black YouTube, he was here before many of us, and he's always been preaching about brothers working together. And so he's really helped me out a lot personally. He's a lot of impact on my life and what I'm trying to do now as far as working together with black men. He's one of the first people I actually heard say that. So every time I see him in the chat, I like to recognize him. It's like you can never get him on a hangout though. You know, he's like one of those dudes. He's like, you know, like remember the brothers of the Olympus, like Zeus and he's like Hades, man, and he never comes out. You know what I'm saying? But we would love to get him on one day. He's one of the really powerful brothers of YouTube, man. A lot of this stuff would not have happened without him. You know, at least trying to encourage people and shouting people out and stuff like that. So every time I see him come on here, I always acknowledge him. So thank you, Ringo, for what you've done for over here on Black YouTube. So go ahead, LAR.
I was thinking about, I mean, in some ways, I think it's a backlash for past imagery. Because I remember people having fun when we watch people eat somebody lunch. Like I remember Roy Jones knocking people out. That was fun to me. When Steve Atwater clocked Christian Okoye, that was manly. When T.O. stood on the star, no disrespect, I know, but you know when he stood on the star, that was hilarious to me.
That was a great moment.
You know,
Steve D, man as hell, I know.
I ain't even saying, hey. Talk about my wife, not my Cowboys, dog.
I feel. But you know when
say that.
I said talk about my wife, not my Cowboys.
I understood. I quit.
That was a Cowboy fan too. Hold on, Angry, are you a Cowboy fan?
You say what?
You a Cowboy fan?
You damn right.
Yeah, you go, Angry. Yeah, you go, Angry Man. He knows what's up. Get the cigarette out, Angry Man.
The dynasty is coming back.
Yeah, whatever.
He said, yeah, whatever.
But, you know, like when Pippen dunked on Ewan and pushed him on the ground, and when Shaq dunked on Dudley, you know, like when Vince Carter jumped over the Greek dude in the Olympics.
Yeah,
like dudes used to do like even the early battle rap, like the way LL did Kool Moe Dee, even when Pac just went all the way left with Biggie, like. We used to enjoy watching people eat people lunch. When Floyd came out against De La Hoya in the Mexican colors, the shit was hilarious. But now everybody want to be all soft and nice. And fuck all that, man. I mean, I don't even know if this was a Cowboy, but remember when T.O. scored that last touchdown and did Ray Lewis dance while Ray Lewis was on the ground?
Yeah, that was when he was an Eagle, dog. That was the Eagle.
Right.
That was Eagle.
But at the same time, it's like that's frowned upon now. But if you wear some tight ass slacks, you manly. Get the fuck out of here. It just made me think about that. It was just a backlash for that.
That's a good point.
True that.
What happened to O'Shea? He took a break. What's going on?
Uh-oh. Got them.
He probably
gonna say he ate a collard green sandwich.
Now he in the bathroom handling business right now. Her toilet flush in the background.
Oh shit.
But nah, I think it ain't really no big conspiracy theory behind a lot of this. I think that it could be, but I think a lot of it is just what people want to see. They want to see the flamboyant colors. They want to see the dudes wearing pink. They want to see it, and the fans and the people that are the powers that be to give it to them. They give it to them, and that's just what it is.
Man, that's crazy. Because I remember when it was awkward when you saw Magic and Isaiah kiss at half court. Everybody was like, "What the fuck just happened?"
Yeah, that wasn't gay. I definitely think Magic Johnson and Isaiah was on some funny style shit, but at least that was in the 80s though. But let me do this. Let me stop the show, man. I can't believe we have like so many people watching. I'm gonna go to think now. Who hasn't talked? Shit, I forgot. Who hasn't talked now? Steve, I'm gonna skip you because you're a Cowboys fan.
Hey, all good.
No, let me do this real quick, man. Let's go to we have 268 likes, 34 people. I just need 32 people to go hit the like button, get them up. We're coming in. We had almost as much as 401, which is actually, I think, the most I ever had on this channel at the same time. Shout out to Marcus Brown. He just wrote a new book. We'll be talking to him. Another book that niggas ain't gonna read, something like that. I actually have it on my Facebook, so we want to support this brother, man. He's really, really trying to do his thing. He's been very supportive of the Manosphere, so we're gonna do a one-on-one interview about his book. I guess let me say this. A lot of other brothers, you guys, anybody know who Little Duval is?
Yeah, the comedian. Yeah.
He's getting criticized right now by the transgender community. He made
O'Shea, before you go on, did you see what happened at Politicon with Charlamagne the God?
No, I heard something about it, but can you inform us?
Yeah, I seen the video. If you want, I've seen the video, O'Shea. I forwarded the video to you.
Yeah. So what happened was at Politicon, I think O'Shea was on some kind of panel. He was on stage talking to somebody. Yeah. I'm not sure about what, but he was on stage talking, and it was about 3 or 4 transgender black male females pulled up on him. Like they were like, "How dare you say that? We're not a joke, whatever." Like they was going in on him. So trainers pulled straight up on him, and the guys looked like they were kind of strong. Like I don't know if he really wanted to go in that crowd and talk to him because he might end up in a bad way.
Yo, O'Shea, I'm tagging.
He's a little guy anyway, right?
Yeah, he's a little guy, and these guys look like they came from football practice.
Period. I was saying, listen. I'm not fighting no gay people, man. I'm sorry. That's because it's a double L. If you win, well, you beat up a gay dude. If they beat your ass, you gotta beat your ass beat by a gay dude. You know what I'm saying? There's no way to win that.
They look like LeVar Arrington in the face, all of them. Big, strong, blocky jaw.
From the Redskins.
Yeah.
Hey, check your Facebook, O'Shea. I just sent it to you privately. I sent a private message to you.
Well, so what do you guys think, man? I mean, because what do you guys think about this? I mean, because Lil Duval, he said he'd kill a sexual partner if he found out she was transgender. I don't care. She's done, and he got a whole lot of backlash from that too. He said this on Friday on the Breakfast Club. What's going on, man? Well, it's like you can't even really say how you feel. Now, transgender people can say whatever the fuck they want to say.
Right.
But you, as a heterosexual man, can't say what you want to say. I mean, what's your opinion on that? I'll start with ABL. We'll work ourselves backwards.
Well, I mean, the comments you made, you can't say that. If you're a comedian, if you out there, doing press runs and stuff for a movie or a TV show, you can't say nothing like that. Say you're going to kill somebody. Now, what I will say is that if you get caught in that situation, now I can't necessarily be mad if that happened. Like, let's say, for example, you go on a date with a young lady, or you think it's a young lady, but it might not be a young man. And you go back to the hotel, y'all get ready to do whatever you're going to do. All of a sudden, he pulled a penis out. Now, what's gonna be your reaction? You know what I'm saying? You might get caught. That might be a crime of passion right there. You ready to roll. You got your Jimmy on hard, and all of a sudden he pulled his drink out too. It's on hard too. So it's like, yo, you in a rock in a hard place right now. So if something happened, it's like, hey man, that's a rough situation to be in. But I can't advocate that on TV. So it is what it is, man.
Let me ask you, Officer Faulkner. I mean, you're in the public eye every day. Do you have to be careful with handling certain situations with transgender people? I know you said you're the buddy that got fired, but I mean, what do you think about people are saying I'd kill a person? This comment that he made is it hate speech to you? What's your take on it, Officer Faulkner? Let's see if he's still on here. He should be on here. Maybe arrest somebody. We'll come back to him real quick. Angry Man, what's your take on this, man? With what's going on with Charlemagne, what's going on with Lil Duval, these guys getting criticized. What's your take on all this, man?
I think it's ridiculous because it's getting to the point now where, just like you were saying, you can't criticize them, but they can talk about you all day long.
Right.
And I think that as long as people keep buckling to that bullshit, it's going to keep going on.
Mm-hmm.
Like, it needs to get to the point where gay and transgender people understand that equality is about being treated like everybody else.
Right.
So if you want to be treated like everybody else, then we can make fun of your ass just like you make fun of other people. Like, that's the reality. Like, for one, if a person is not upfront with who they are, and trick somebody into believing that they were naturally born a woman, there should be some sort of charge for that. There should be some sort of fraud or something to that. It shouldn't be, because you got cats out here, man, they get tricked like that. That's how they gonna react. They gonna want to commit some sort of crime. They're gonna want to do something, and to turn around and say, oh, it's a hate crime, that's bullshit. That's not like, to me, that's like just retribution. Like, don't be lying to people trying to convince them that you're something that you're not. Right. At least let them know what you are, so that they have an opportunity to pick, you know?
Yeah.
So let me ask you guys this, because you know, what about these people? I mean, I guess, how can I say this without being too being politically correct? These people, they are letting let people know that they are like that. I mean, I guess let me ask this. Let's talk about the HIV rate, right? Because Anthony Brown Logan mentioned, you know, STDs are very high in our community as it is, even in the heterosexual department. You know, Black women, they're suffering from the highest rate of herpes and stuff like that. 1 out of 2 Black men will be HIV positive that are gay. What can we do to educate our community? You know, gay or straight. You know, what is it that we can do to drop this down? I'll start with Angry Man, and we'll go back to Falcon if he's there. I mean, because this is a big problem. You know, it's a big problem. Almost 50%, you know, of our brothers who are, you know, in that lifestyle are coming up with HIV, and at some point it's going to pass on to the sisters, stuff like that. You know, what is Angry Man's suggestion? You know, how do we at least limit this, bring it down? What can we do?
2 things. Sisters, close your damn legs. Brothers, get some damn discipline about you. That's the only thing you can do. That's the only thing you can do. At the end of the day, brothers is running around here banging everything. Sisters are running around here opening their legs to everything. It got to be some discipline. It got to be some discipline in the Black community. That's the first thing.
That's it. Okay. Let me go to real quick to Mac City Limits, and then we'll come back to Faulkner, see if he's still there. Mac City, man. While you were working in prison, you said there was a exceptional rate of HIV, STDs in there, right? Is he still there?
Hello?
Yeah.
Hello? Can you hear me?
Yeah. Can you talk to us about the STD rates, you know, that were in prison when you worked there amongst Black men?
Well, what I had seen, man, like I said, I've seen herpes, I've seen venereal warts, and a lot of hepatitis. Now, when you get to the so-called HIV and AIDS stuff, I think, like I said, I worked there 10 years, and I only actually seen 3 guys with so-called full-blown AIDS. And might I add that a lot of guys were still having sex with these guys who allegedly had full-blown AIDS. And I was thinking to myself, like, damn, keep in mind, I was there 10 years. So these guys that was having sex with the guys who had full-blown AIDS these other guys that had sex with them never got sick. Did you hear me? Wow. They never got sick. I was there 10 years. I seen this. You know what I mean? But there were some guys who allegedly had HIV, and then they went on those cocktails, right? And this is when they got out of the prison, and they ended up dead as a doorknob. And then you had other cats who didn't have the so-called health care to get the cocktails. They still walking around alive today. You know what I mean? Really? So, oh yeah, man, it's deep. So I'm like, oh, so that, especially since this is my profession, you know what I mean? Did the pimping and did the porn. My whole thing was, I have to know about this sex industry. I have to know about VD, venereal diseases and everything. And I looked up a lot of, let me see, epidemiologists and a lot of viral scientists that did a lot of work on so-called HIV. And they have debunked that HIV actually causes AIDS. But you'll never see that on the mainstream media because they make too much money off the myth that HIV causes AIDS. Understand? And that jives with what I seen in prison. It also jives with what I see out here in the streets when I'm doing my hustle. You know what I mean? So, I mean, I did see herpes. I did see venereal warts. I did see a lot of hepatitis going around. But, man, I just couldn't explain how everybody was having sex with these cats and they wasn't getting sick. But the only cats that was really getting sick and dropping dead was the guys that was actually going on them cocktails, because those cocktails are basically toxic. You know, they kill your liver. That's one of the telltale signs of you having so-called AIDS. You know, you have liver failure. But, you know, the medical establishment is not telling you that once you take those cocktails, that basically kills your liver. You see what I'm saying? So like I said, and I'm just not, you know, saying this shit. I mean, I've looked up, I'm not talking about my family doctor, what my family doctor told me. I looked up world-renowned scientists in the fields of epidemiology and virology say the link between HIV and AIDS is bullshit. But of course, it's not on mainstream media because they stand to make a lot of money off duping motherfuckers. Basically, what happens is, let me break this down. As far as gay men are concerned, what happens is they destroy their immune system by having high enemas. Okay, because I think they said like 70% of your immune system is actually in your gut. And so when these guys are having anal sex, they're basically destroying their immune system with those enemas. And then you compound that with a lot of heavy drug use, you know what I mean? Heroin, cocaine, poppers, you know, this accelerates the aging process. And then you also have a situation where antibiotics also helps to destroy the immune system if you take too much of those. You know what I mean? So, you know, they got the high enemas, they're abusing recreational drugs, they're abusing antibiotics, and these men, they're dying, you know, they're destroying their immune systems through that, not because of some so-called HIV AIDS epidemic. And also check this out, because I also heard, let me see, what year was that? I think in the 80s, Africa, I think their population was like 600 million. And then all this shit popped off, everybody said, oh, this is the worst plague ever. They did it to destroy and kill the black man. Africa, I'm just like, really? And so I'm like 600 million in the 80s. And do you know what the population of Africa is now?
Billions. It's a billion.
Yeah, it's a billion. So I'm like, well, the white man need to go back to the drawing board and make a better, shall I say, doomsday weapon, because it ain't working. So I'm like, how you have 600 million, you know what I mean, in the 80s, and then you get up to 2017 and black folks are at a billion. You know what I mean? So basically,
you know, there's a whole lot of, like, I feel what you're saying, brother, because there's a whole lot of fucking discrepancies around that particular disease. There's a whole lot of, and nobody can ever give you a definite, like when they talk about, if you notice whenever they do documentaries on it, when they talk about it, they can't give you no definite answers about it. Never. Right. It's always myth and mystery around it and shit. And, you know, anybody can see the writing on the wall. Anybody can see, okay, you created something in a lab that you want to use for population control, and it's not working the way it's supposed to work. Like, that's really what it's boiling down to. I hate to have to say that. Oh yeah, and by the way, Bush don't like black people. That's all I gotta say.
Let me go to Steve the Dean real quick, because I mean, do you think that this is, you know, to kind of piggyback on what we're talking about? You know, is this HIV thing? Is this the AIDS? Do you think this is a myth? You know, like Mac City and Angry Man are here. This is a conspiracy theory to you. I know I'm gonna get to. I can't wait to hear what ABO has to say about this. But what do you think, brother?
Well, I think. Angry Man said it best, you know, when it came with the women need to close their legs and these motherfuckers need to have more standards. I don't think it's a myth or anything. I just think it's a bunch of fucked up bad choice. It's motherfuckers that scraping a barrel just fucking a bunch of fat, nasty ass bitches.
Hey, listen, I fuck a lot of fat, nasty.
I'm just saying, man. I don't understand how motherfuckers just, you know, can look themselves in the mirror after just fucking nasty bitches just because they can do it. So, man, I'm just saying, it's like, it's just motherfuckers that just don't have no value. They just don't give a fuck, man. And they just fuck anything. But again, like Angry Man was saying, I got to put the onus on these women because they need to close their fucking legs and open up a fucking book. Even though they open up books, they say they smart, they still stupid as fuck because they're letting Tom, Dick, and Harry fuck them, have kids by them, and all other shit. So as long as they're not putting any accountability or onus on the women for having all these fucking bastards and shit like that, crumb snatching kids and keeping the cycle going, we're always gonna have the problem, man.
Okay, you back.
And let me say this too.
Hey, I'm back now. You know, Jesus Christ.
Let me say this too.
Go ahead, Angry.
Let me say this too, because people would take what I said the wrong way. All right, I got a million theories about HIV/AIDS. I got a million theories about that shit, and I'm not gonna blow it up on your channel, O'Shea, and get the dogs on you. But I got like a million theories about it. But here's, at the end of the day, this is what it boils down to: better safe than sorry. So me telling you about my theories, that don't mean, you know, go on a freaking 4-day rampage. No, still you need to be better safe than sorry, because even if there is some sort of bullshit surrounding that particular thing, still got shit out here that's real, right. That we know is real.
You still got your ass.
You still got gonorrhea, you still got herpes, you still got all this shit out.
Syphilis.
So,
man, syphilis will kill you
like
too.
Richard Pryor said.
Syphilis will fuck you up.
Yeah. So you still gotta be on point. And you know what? If we go back to having some damn decency, that's really what it boils down to. You know what I'm saying? Everybody just want to do what they want to do. If we can get back to discipline and having some damn decency, a lot of that shit wouldn't even be no problem. You know what I'm saying? Like,
man, I couldn't stop fucking with fat bitches, okay?
Like the two things, like a comedian once said, the two things that's gonna kill you is AIDS or KIDS.
KIDS, baby.
You know,
man, I done put my dick out there in the goddamn meat grinder so many times, man. Oh, I got a story I want to tell, but I can't tell it. I can't tell it right now. But I can't tell y'all. Not like the way I gambled my dick on the table like this. I was playing with this motherfucker. I was shooting dice with my dick this night. Just, but anyways, yeah, stop gambling. Don't be like me. Don't gamble what you did.
Because John Coffey ain't coming to save you.
You know what the fucked up thing is? You get ready to get and you thinking about the motherfuckers tell you when you do the results, because in Poland it take you 5 days. That fucking 5 days is like the worst 5 days of your fucking life. You're thinking about all the bitches that you fucked. Oh, God damn, she was kind of dirty too. I fucked her. Damn, I fucked this fat bitch around like a fuck. Dude, that's nothing. I'm telling you, man, there's nothing worse than playing back in your mind when you look at them damn papers and shit. You be like negative. Yes, yes, yes. Dude, I gamble with my dick. Batman, I know you definitely gamble with your dick. You had a goddamn porn. Nigga, I knew some of the bitches that you was fucking. I'm like, oh, I know they got all the shit. I'm like, oh, this thing got
Look, O'Shea, I got a theory that nobody ever thought about. Hey,
hold on,
I got
before you go, Parker, you have something else you want to say, officer?
Man, I'm just been busy as shit dealing with a bunch of disgruntled ass kids. 11 years old, talking about he want to kill himself.
Oh, damn.
I'm like, really?
Wow.
I'm telling you, man, we got more issues in the black community than a little bit, man. It's sad because, you know, I'm laying into this kid, and I'm like, so you said you're going to hurt you and your sister. Why? Because my foster mother said I can't play with my tablet.
Wow.
I'm like, so why? I'm like, why shouldn't I put my size 12 up your ass? And you can tell when you have that man's voice, and you just look at him right in his eye, and he start tearing up, and you like, oh, I got your ass now. So next thing you know, he's like, and then the one key thing you have to do is you got to say no, sir, yes, sir. And sometimes I'll make your kids do push-ups. Fuck around, your kids be big as me. Oh, don't lie, because people's parents thank me because I had their kids doing push-ups for a straight hour.
Really?
Yeah. And they called me back. Officer Fault that he's doing well in school. He says he doesn't want you to come back over. I know he doesn't. His arm's big as mine now. He's 12.
He said he doesn't want you to come back over. Oh, sorry.
No, he straight A dude now too.
Hey Charles, I got a homeboy that used to cut hair at the barbershop I was at. Women with single moms would bring their kids over there so he could whoop them.
Oh yeah. like I tell you, man, and it's funny because I came in on a discipline thing, and I tell you that discipline will break or make a civilization. I swear to God it will. We have kids, and I swear to God, I've been doing this for 10 years, and I've never heard of so many carjackings in the city limits of my life. And the craziest part is, who's doing it? From 13 to 17 years old. No discipline in the house. And I mean, even if you don't believe in whooping your kids, do what my father used to do. Put the fear of God in you. Like, my father never even had to beat me. Because he was a Vietnam vet. We didn't want him to think we were Charlie. Yeah.
Let me do this real quick. I'm sorry, maybe. So go ahead when you finish your thought, because a brother just asked a question. I think that I'm not going to say that he might be a part of this particular community, but I'm going to start with you, Parker, because I know you got passed around a few times, and then we're going to go back to Anthony Brian Logan. He just made a good point, man. I'm not saying I agree with it, but it's a good topic, O'Shea. However, it's sad that so many people hate and despise gays. Okay, I'm not sure if this brother is a part of that community. Thank you, Just Raw. I don't know if you want to comment. If you are not, I'm not sure.
Oh boy.
And we'll be fair. We'll be fair here. He did donate, so I don't know if he is gay or not, but well, we can be a little civil about it. We'll go with Charles, and then we'll go with ADL and down the line. Oh, sorry, we're gonna go with ABL, then LAR movement. But is this true, Officer Faulkner? Many people hate and despise gays. Is this true in the black community? Do we hate and despise gays? Do you think that's
maybe once upon a time? Maybe once upon a time, the black community was not playing that.
Okay, what about now?
If you were gay, you kept that shit to yourself. Now, I mean, shit, that's like the winning lottery ticket. You got to think. Like, it's been projected now. Like, when I grew up, pretty similar to like you used to say when you grew up in a church. I grew up in Christian and Catholic schools, so they didn't play that. There was some form of order. You didn't come with a dude had his polo shirt and his uniform. You didn't tie it at a knot. You didn't switch. No, because when I went to school, they used to paddle your ass. And they didn't play that shit. But now, it's like it's almost trending to be gay. A lot of people will fight for other rights for gay rights more than they'll fight for civil rights. And nowadays, I think black people, once again, throughout history, we're the most accepting people ever.
Mm-hmm.
You could cheat on your wife, we'll accept you. You could be a whore, we'll take you back. You know, so we don't hate them. You know, I mean, there's kind of like, you know, like we talked about the stigma, like nobody wants to see a gay man, but we don't, not in this day and age. I don't see it, especially since they're the most appreciated, they're the most fought over. No, I don't see that. Matter of fact, what do they say nowadays? Black women are the fastest rising minority. I predict this in 10 to 15 years, gay black males will be the fastest growing minority in 10, 15 years.
Okay, let me do this. We'll go to ABL, and then we're gonna go to LAR movement, and then down the line. I see Steve waiting to get on this. Sorry, Anthony. I muted you on accident, Anthony. Can you unmute yourself? Okay.
Yeah.
ABL. So you're black conservative, like me. I know I'm not gonna say conservatives hate gay people, but definitely conservatives have been. It's a stigma, definitely a stigma, and in the black community, there's a stigma. There's so many people who hate gays. When you hear, I'm not sure if this person is a part of the gay community or not. So I can't say that because I'm not a gay person. I don't know what this person's experience has been. Do you think that is true? That there are a lot of people that hate gays.
It's not about hate at all. It's just about we don't want the homosexual ideology pushed on us. Now we want to be able to teach our children what we want to teach them from a young age. You got kids being taught about anal sex in elementary school. Is that appropriate? Should they even be learning about sex at all at that age? They should be more worried about just coloring, learning their numbers, playing with toys, going outside, playing with friends, being active as a child. They should not be worried about homosexuality or any kind of sexuality at that age. But you got these lobbies like GLAAD. There's also one called GLISTEN. They want to introduce what they call it, like queer positive language in early curriculums. See, we don't like that coming from the conservative side, coming from the political side. We don't like that indoctrination of children throughout the elementary school, middle school, high school, and college, right? We don't like people trying to say that you have to be accepting of trans people. I saw somebody on Twitter say that, oh, it's almost racist if you don't want to date a trans person. How does that make any sense? Yeah. Like, how does that make any
How the hell can that even make sense?
It doesn't make any sense. But this is where we are, because you got to understand the person that said that was young, and they probably went their whole life learning about, like air quotes, being trans positive from a young age. Kindergarten, first grade, second grade, they're learning about. Matter of fact, I saw a book. It was a children's book, and it was talking about how, sometimes girls are boys and boys are girls, something like that. Children's books. See, that's where I draw the line. If you want to be gay, that's your business. But don't push that on children. Don't make this be the standard culture that goes on. Don't try to say that I have to be involved with your culture or that I got to entertain your mental illness. Talking about people that are transgender and want to chop off their penis or whatever. If you want to do that, that's your business. But don't try to say that you got to join the military as well, because obviously something's wrong mentally. If you want to chop off your penis, I don't care what you want to be. If you mutilate your body, something's wrong. So don't try to say you got to be in the military. So it's not about hate. It's about common sense and common logic that you should not have the homosexual ideology pushed on the rest of normal Americans.
Okay, let me do this. This is a good point.
I'm glad you said that about the curriculum.
Yes.
What'd you say?
I'm glad he said that about the curriculums in schools. A lot of people who have like little children, check the curriculum, especially in the sex ed department of your schools, because there's some states that are mandatory in kindergarten to teach your kids homosexual sex and sexual stuff and behaviors at kindergarten.
That's
so
right.
Check your curriculums.
Let me ask this, to LER movement and Angry Man. Do people hate gays? Are there so many people who hate gay people?
You know what? Nobody hates them. Nobody's scared of them. But they try to act like their culture is not one of a habitual line stepper. If you do shit in life that's going to get you fucked up. I don't care that you say you gay. Don't do shit that's gonna get you fucked up. I mean, it's very simple. If two men in a room and one gay, don't try to flirt with the straight man. That'll get you fucked up. You know, if you want to pick an argument with somebody and say, oh, don't hit me because I'm gay, you shouldn't have picked the argument. Like, if you put this logic to anything else, it's common sense. Don't go around starting shit with people. And that's just part of gay culture. They fuck with people.
So really what you're saying is really people don't give a damn whether you're gay or not in the day of the day, because people just care when you try to pose your positions on them in so many words.
Like this, check this out. I go to the gym, right? There's a bunch of gay dudes in the gym. Now, here's the problem. When you go put your clothes on, take a shower, put your clothes on, I don't need your fruity ass next to me trying to stare me up and down. I might punch you in your fucking mouth. You know, you get what I'm saying? Like, how come you don't understand that? If my kids if I'm walking with my kid and I look at you and you look like you're checking out my kid, that could get you shot. How come you don't understand it?
Right.
You know, but it's wrong because I'm gay. No, you crossing the line. That's all it is. Right. You know, matter of fact, two straight dudes. Don't most black men say don't most brothers, when you go to urinals, you don't like them white dudes coming up because they try to look at your dick? It's just like, what the fuck are you doing? That could get your ass whipped. Like, what are you doing?
Oh my God, dude. Let me do this. I'm going to Angry Man. It is Steve the Dean. What were you saying, Charles?
Could I ask this question? I'm sorry, because that's a major bad law violation right there, boy. Like, you're supposed to keep like 3 urinals in between if you're going to use a urinal, man.
Yeah. Well, let me ask Angry Man this real quick, and then we're going to go to Steve the Dean. I know he's waiting to sound off. So, Angry Man, Steve the Dean, the Mag, then I think I'm going to shut down the shop, man, because in Poland, it's already damn near 3:32. Y'all know I'm trying to accommodate the East and West Coast time and shit. It's damn near 4 in the morning. But let's go ahead and get Angry Man, and then we'll go to Steve, and that probably be it. So, what do you think? Angry Man, is this do people hate gay people? I mean, are they under attack by society, stuff like that? Or
no, people don't hate gay people because everybody has at least one gay person in their family. You know, everybody, I don't care who you are, you know somebody that's gay. You got a family member that's gay, or you got a friend that's gay, or something like that. Somebody you know turned out to be gay. You know what I'm saying? So people don't hate gay people. Like heterosexual people don't hate gay people. They're just tired of their bullshit. Like the gay agenda is like feminism on steroids.
Right.
And it's getting old. Like it's getting to the point where it's like, oh, you're being oppressed. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, to me, it already pisses me off when I hear anybody talk about being oppressed. You know what I'm saying? As a black man, it's like, what? You're oppressed? Nigga, get in line. Like, what the like, are you serious?
Right.
Like, man, as a black man, you're oppressed in so many different ways. You know, to hear somebody complaining about being oppressed and they're not black, they're not a dude, like it's like, nigga, like, shut the fuck up, man. You're not oppressed. Like you're trying to create, it's almost like a white guy that dresses black and acts black, and you know, you get to talking about some black power shit, and he's like, right on, brother. And you be looking at him like, what? You know what I'm saying? Like, dude, I'm born I'm always like this, which means that when I walk outside, I got to deal with it regardless. Like, you could stop using slang and put on a suit and have an entirely different world open up to you. Like, I can't do that. And nowadays, it's gotten to the point where gay people are a privileged class of people.
Well, let me ask you this though. I got to be devil's advocate, because what if, you know, because a lot of people that are gay, they may say, well, listen, I understand what you're saying, but, you know, you haven't walked in my shoes. You know, I've had, you know, people discriminate against me personally, my own family. People look down on me for my, you know, my particular choices. People refuse to disassociate with me. A lot of them say their parents kicked them out the house. They were homeless. I mean, what do you have to say to people like that, you know, who individually have had bad experiences for them being gay?
That's what happens when you turn your sexuality into a lifestyle. Like, I could be a freaking, I could be in the S&M. Don't nobody know that shit. I could be into any type of freaky ass shit. Don't nobody know that shit, because the normal way of common decent folks is what you do sexually is nobody else's business. And the problem with gay people, and the reason why they keep running into issues, is because that is them being gay is their sexual orientation.
Right.
And they are they're putting it on Front Street. You understand what I'm saying? If you look back in the day at a lot of people that were supposed to be gay, Freddie Jackson was supposed to be gay. Was he putting that shit on Front Street? No, he was just chilling. He's just a regular dude or whatever. Like, you can be like, and we see it all the time. There are dudes that are gay that are flamboyant, and then there are dudes that are gay that are more reserved. You know what I'm saying? They're not putting it out there for the whole world. They're not throwing it in your face constantly. You know what I'm saying? And that's what they want. They want the right to be able to do whatever they do as a gay person right in front of your face. And it's like daring you, like, look what I'm doing. Look what I'm doing. You got a problem with this, don't you? You got a problem. Like, come on, man. Like, get serious. Like, I don't have a problem with it, but you don't got to put it in my face.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't got a problem with dudes that have sex with midgets. I might not want to watch that shit. You feel what I'm saying? Like, I don't have a problem with, like, whatever, like, when people do what they do, you know what I'm saying? If you like it, I love it.
Right.
But I don't want to see it. You feel me?
Absolutely.
Like, I don't want to see that. Like, if I'm out in public, it's certain stuff I'm not going to do with my girl in front of everybody, because that's not decent. You know what I'm saying? But for some reason, we got to suspend all the rules of decency when it comes to gay people, you know, so they can have a parade where they running down the street half naked, just like the Amber Rose and them. They got a parade where they run around celebrating femininity, and somehow that translates into running down the street with your breasts out, which don't make no sense to me. But then if some dude down the street sees her breasts out and is like, oh shit, and runs up on her and grabs them, then all of a sudden she's being oppressed. She's a victim. Oh my God, I had my breast out and he actually touched them. Like, what?
Oh my God.
Crazy. Yo, I'm telling you, it's all of it is just nonsense. It's just getting to the point where it's laughable. It's just nonsense, man.
Right. Okay, well, listen, let me do this real quick. And Steve the Dean, let him close us out here. And I'm tired. It's like 4 o'clock. I got some porn to watch. Not the midget kind. But go ahead, Steve. I mean, are gays being oppressed, man? You know, individually, they may say, you know, I've had these problems, I have these issues.
Well, first I want to say first the one that posted that the crying, you know, I don't see why people are so mad at gays. It must be gay, because a real man wouldn't even think of saying no shit like that. So we can understand he's probably one of them fruit booty motherfuckers. But with that being said, I don't hate gay people at all. But what I hate is how they force feed everything on us, how they change bathrooms, how I gotta take my son, or if there's these transgender bathrooms and things like that, I gotta go in there now when I didn't have to before, because I don't know what my son's gonna run into, and him asking questions like, why is that woman with a dick out peeing and shit? What is that about, Dad? I don't also and then you look at our schools. What I hate is the fact that they're force feeding homosexuality and telling us there's something that it's an acceptable alternative lifestyle, we have to accept it. I don't have to accept anything. It's there. Yeah, okay, it's fine. But my kids, again, children are impressionable. And at that point, at that age, they shouldn't even be talking about that kind of stuff, but they're force feeding it in schools. Then you go to the stores. There's so many times where, a couple turned down a gay couple for making a cake. They made a big issue of it, and they tried to shut the store down. Huh?
In Oregon, I remember that.
Yeah. You know what I'm saying? They try to push their gayness on everybody. Then you look at the jobs right now. Gays, they have found a way to shut down our first freedoms, our First Amendment rights, our first freedoms of freedom of speech, right? Check this out, because they force people, they force silence. We are not allowed to disagree with their behavior, because if you do it, you're gone, because you're automatically assumed that you hate them and you're such a bad person. And that's one thing I hate. And last but not least, what I want to say is the media. I hate how they force feed us. Let's go to sports years ago, when they had that fruit booty motherfucker get drafted and he eating cake and he's stuffing in his other girlfriend's cake, his boyfriend's cake, and they kissing and all that shit. When you have impressionable kids watch TV, and they gonna sometimes see what they see on TV without the supervision of a parent, of course. They're gonna think that's how it is. They're force feeding it in our movies, our TV shows. You know what? My favorite show, I love House of Cards, right? I just want to say, I love it on Netflix. That's my shit. But then what did they do? What do they do with our heroes? They always want to make them gay. You look at that. There's a show called Black Sails, House of Cards. You got powerful, strong men throughout the whole thing. They all, oh man, finally we got some man shit. And then somewhere along the thing, they end up gay, having a gay lover or doing something gay and shit. I mean, and again, I'm not knocking it. I'm just saying that they always want to have their part, just like women. It's just like women. They always want to be a part of everything that has to do with a man, because if there's nobody gay in there, then all of a sudden, oh, they just shunning the gay community. Well, what about us? What about our rights and all this other stuff? Those are the things I don't like. I don't have nothing against them. I just hate how they're pushing their agenda on those that don't want it. Look, again, do what you want where you want to do it, but I don't feel that it has to be pushed up on us like we see it as much as we do. That's all I'm saying. That's where I have a problem with it, man.
Okay. In closing, I want to say this. This might be a little controversial, but I do want to say black men could learn a lot from the gay community as far as their organizational structure is concerned. One thing I will say about them is the gay community got a lot of power relatively quickly. And they did it with, not all of them agree on every issue, but they did come together. I can remember distinctly because when Obama first came into office in 2000, he was against gay marriage. But 2004, he actually needed those who were sympathetic to gays to actually, was one of the big reasons why he won the second time, I believe. It had a pretty, I'm not gonna say it was the main reason, but definitely him opening up to gays about, being more adamant about approving gay marriage was probably one of the reasons. Sorry, 2008, 2012, when he ran again. Gays are a powerful force, man. I think that, outside of their particular lifestyle, we could learn a lot from them as a group. They're only 4% of the population, but a lot of the population is sympathetic to them, and they changed how people see them by sticking together as a core group. I think that black men can do the same thing. You don't need the big numbers. You just need a good amount of people that will politically represent the same narrative. I think that, you get enough black men on the conservative ticket, we can do the same thing that they're doing. And if not, we can impose our will on anybody if you have the money to do so. We definitely have the money to do it. So I really got a lot of respect for them in that department. And as you see right now, we have, big time YouTubers, brothers from 116,000 subscribers, from a brother that's not even having a YouTube channel on one platform. I think it starts here with the, you brothers that are talented as you are. We keep starting to keep small as we were doing. We can really change this and get organized like these Jews, these gay community you guys talking about. We can learn a lot from these people, man. And I think that you look at what they have done. You have to be impressed, man. You cannot look at what they have done and not be mesmerized for how they force their will upon people. And I mean, we can complain about it, but you have to be wanting to, you don't win in life unless you force your will on people. That's how you succeed. If you're not going to be a person that forces your will on people, people are going to force their will on you. I think that's something that we got to accept as a group of Black men, that either we are going to be dictated to or we're going to dictate to others. For one, I believe in dictating to other people. That's just how I am. I feel that, all of you brothers.
Do you have to say the word dick, though? Do you have to say the word dick in your sin? I'm sorry. Oh, go ahead. I'm just fucking with you. Go ahead.
But I feel that as you brothers listen to some of the sound of my voice, you guys got to understand, as a group of men, either you're going to dictate to others how people see you, or you're going to be told what to do and what not to do. And the gay community has shown that with only 4% of the population, not many of them probably supporting their main movements, which is a small group of people, they can dictate to what you can say about them and you cannot say about them. I think that we can do the same thing. That's the beauty of that. But let me ask, Anthony Brown Logan, what do you feel about what I just said? Is it true? You think that that's possible?
Well, of course, if you just act as a collective, you sit together, you'd be just fine. If you could do things as one, if you can get a one common accord, you'd be fine. But I think with the gay community, it's a lot more of them just sticking together. They got a lot of lobbies out there, a lot of money. That's a big thing with them. A lot of these lobbies I talked about earlier, you have GLAAD, you also have one called Glisten. There's a lot of gay lobbies that are out there that are, pro-homosexual, and also a lot of them control industry. You go to Hollywood, most of the people that are in Hollywood are gay. Same thing in Washington, D.C. People don't know about that. A lot of politics is controlled by homosexuals. If you go to D.C., most of the staffers there are gay. It's a big, area of gay people. Same thing with Silicon Valley, also San Francisco, a lot of gays up there as well. So they are in areas that influence where the country goes in large numbers. So that's part of the reason why they're able to push their own narrative. Although it's very toxic, that's why they're able to do it. So I think if Black folks are able to take a page from that book a little bit and just stay on one accord, we'll be able to get more done. But all the division and back and forth, the backbiting and stuff like that, won't get us anywhere. We'll pretty much be in the low place where we are right now if we don't come together as one collective.
I agree. And AB, let me go ahead. We're going to end the show because it's almost 4 o'clock in the morning. Shout out your channel. Let everybody know where they can find you at. Mr. Big Time, 300 million subscribers. I saw your chat the other day, by the way. You had like 1,300 people watching you live. Was that like a big topic or something? I was like, God damn, 1,300 people watching live?
Yeah, I had 19 at the height.
1,900? Did you clean up in the super chats?
It was okay. It was okay. But what happened was it was it was a debate between Ben Shapiro and Cenk Uygur. I'm not sure if you know who they are.
No.
But one's a liberal, one's a conservative. That was a Politicon as well. That's where the whole Charlemagne the God situation happened. They had a debate, and that was real big. I streamed it live and did commentary. I had a soundboard. I was doing sound effects. It was crazy. So people enjoyed it, and people were just trying to find it because Politicon did not have a live streamer of their own. So I was just finding streams and doing it. It worked out well for me.
Yeah, I like Ben Shapiro. I like him actually.
Yeah,
he's a bit of a prick sometimes, but I think that's cool though.
Right.
Well, shout out to the channel ABL, man. Let everybody know where they can find you at.
All right, thank everybody for having me. It's been a good podcast here. Shout out to everybody on the panel as always. A lot of very informed brothers, a lot of cool, calm, and collected guys on the panel. If you don't know me, my name is Anthony Brian Logan. Check me out on my YouTube channel. That's youtube.com/alog. That is youtube.com/ALOGE. Also, you can find me on Facebook and Twitter. Facebook is facebook.com/1776Logan. My Twitter is twitter.com/Anthony B. Logan. And that's pretty much it. I'm out.
Cool. Thanks so much, man. I appreciate you coming up by the hood as you always do. Officer Faulkner, I know you don't have a YouTube channel yet, but where can they find you at, man?
Facebook. You can send them the link. You know, it's kind of funny because of the interview. One brother asked me my advice on how to get on with the police department, and I think a few others inboxed me. So I appreciate it, and I appreciate helping people out. Hit me up on Facebook. Don't worry, by the end of the year or the beginning of next year, I should have things up and running for a small platform. I'm not going to be like you brothers, you know. I'm only learning. I'm only riding y'all coattails, and I appreciate the opportunities to get on the platform. Thank you.
Okay. People actually added you from the interview to me and you did, huh?
Oh, yeah. I actually helped one brother. He had a question about what should he do? Should he get his record expunged? Because he only had like minor misdemeanors, nothing major. And I said, hey, make sure you're in shape. Make sure you're on time, 15 minutes prior to your interviews. Get all your transcripts from college and high school together. And from what I'm hearing, he's applying to like 3 to 5 different departments.
Okay, cool. All right, thanks again, officer, for stopping by. And the angry man, he been busy today, man, making all that money. And Mr. Super Chat King, so we want to, you know,
got bills to pay, man. Got bills.
Yeah, about $1,000 behind the bills, nigga. 100 of that now. Listen, y'all. Listen, everybody, y'all. Listen. You niggas ain't donating enough money to me. I got $1,000 in bills. I need to pay my Verizon Fios. That's $100. It's past due though.
Oh my God.
You black men are apathetic.
Woo.
Lord have mercy.
Must be an inside joke. I probably missed it.
It is an inside joke.
It will be made clear very soon. I got a feeling.
Very soon. All right. So shout out to the phone. Shout out to your phone bill not being paid, player. We already knew them. Well, go ahead, Angry Man. Let them know where they can find you at, man.
Yo, man. Y'all know y'all can find me on the Angry Man channel on YouTube, but I got a new Facebook page that O'Shea recommended. Y'all go check me out on that Facebook page. I'll put the link in the chat room. But yeah, man, y'all can find me on there on that Facebook page. Also, you can check me out on Instagram and Twitter at Angry Man Channel. You can catch me over here on the Brother Pill. And I think I might actually write an article this week. I think I might come out of retirement.
All right, you know.
But other than that, that's where you can find me, man. Yo, shout out to everybody on the panel, man. It's always a pleasure. I'm out.
Cool. And let's go ahead and LAR movement. What's going on, man? Let them know where they can find your player.
Just find me at LAR movement on YouTube. Cheap Seats Boxing on Cheap Seats Boxing Show on iTunes and Stitcher. And in September, I'm gonna open up a YouTube page hating on the Dallas Cowboys.
You a Cowboy fan too?
No. I'm a resident hater at my job of the Cowboys.
Oh my God. See, that's what lets you know how awesome our team is. People have to take time to hate on it.
So awesome.
Hey man, I'm gonna meditate on this. I'm gonna take all the time in the world.
Where is Steve at?
Right.
Sorry, Max. Max, man, where can they find you at besides on the Pornhub.com, player?
Okay, yeah, man. You can go ahead and check me out at Max City Limits Radio show on YouTube, man. If you want to exercise the higher chakras, man, we get over there. We speak on a lot of things, man, you know, social, economic, and political. Or if you want to go ahead and deal with the lower chakras, you know, you can go ahead to maxcity.com and see the most raunchy, disgusting adult entertainment that anyone has ever created. It is a horrible site, but you know, hey, it pays the bills. You feel me? But like I said, man, I believe in universal law. I practice balance in everything I deal with. So like I said, man, I'm universal man. I'm high and I'm low. And I'd like to thank all the fellas, man, on the panel for having me here and let me see, tolerate my conspiracy theories. for the past couple hours. And I'd like to thank, or send a shout out to my partner, man, Tony Dreamer, my co-host. Man, we got to get you on this show, man. You know what I'm saying? If my partner right here, O'Shea, will allow it.
Well, you know what I mean? Whatever. Yeah. And you know what? I want to say thank you, man. We did it. Me and you did a podcast. Let me go ahead and drop the link to that, man. If you guys want, I did an interview. So for those of you who want to see the interview I did with Max City Limits, go on the chat. I did a 1 hour and about 20-minute.
Hold on. It's actually a 2-hour joint, but I only put 30 minutes of it on here. But tomorrow I'm going to drop the link to the whole 2-hour podcast. But it's only 30 minutes of it on my YouTube account.
Yeah, and you guys want to go over there, and he just posted today. I'm over there going in. All right, I don't hold no punches. So if you want to hear that, Steve the Dean did an interview with him the week before. So you guys keep liking the video. Check out Max City Limits. I just did an interview over there. And last but definitely not least, Steve the Dean, Mr. 5. And shout out to Steve the Dean, the Angry Man, because I got it before I let you talk, Steve. They're the ones that have really been anchoring this Brother Appeal podcast, and they've been coming up damn every show and staying the whole time. So
that's what Cowboy fans do. We stand above the earth. So
damn straight.
I take that shit back like you said. Fuck with y'all.
Anyway, I just want to say thank you to the panel. My dog, Angry Man, my boy, my cowboy brother right there. Got to roll with him. But also the chat room where all you hating motherfucking cowboy fans. Fuck y'all. No, just playing. Just want to say you got nothing but love for everybody. Just want to appreciate you all. Guys, y'all want to holler at me, you just go to www.themanmindset.com. You see all my information on the side right there. Matter of fact, I decided instead of just don't go to YouTube, just go to stevesyoutube.com. It'll take you straight to my YouTube channel. For so y'all lazy people who don't want to put all that stuff in, just go stevesyoutube.com. It'll take you right there. Also, you see my Twitter, my Facebook, and my email if you have any questions on dating and all that other stuff. But O'Shea, I just want to say thank you very much. I appreciate being part of the panel, man.
Yo, I got nothing but gratitude for the fans. He said, "Angry O'Shea, her wrong." Alan like to see us going there, man. But I want to give shout out to everybody, man. And before
O'Shea, did we answer a question? Did you have a question? Didn't you have a question did you ever ask a question? When did someone ask a question? Oh, you already answered.
About what question?
I don't know. I thought you said you had a question to ask from someone that paid you, gave you some money and asked a question for us. But never mind. I'm sorry. I thought
it was about the Michael Jackson. Do you think the
okay? Okay. My bad.
Yeah, but shout out to everybody on this particular panel. You know what I gotta say, we got brothers on here with as many as 100-something+ subs. From a brother on here who not even have a YouTube account. So we're just trying to reach everybody from different walks of life. You guys have really made this podcast what it is. It's something that I dedicate trying to do at least 4 to 5 times a week. I know it's, it just the best of Black YouTube coming through, and sometimes we have only me and Angry and Steve, and sometimes we have like 10 people on here, and they be all trying to overtalk each other. But thank you, brothers, man. We had up to almost 400 viewers tonight, and this channel is not even 10,000 people. So as subscribers, so that's really good. So again, thank you so much. Thank you for everybody. My gratitude to these particular fans of this channel. You guys are really seeing what we're trying to do here. And the Black part of YouTube, the Black Manosphere, we're continuing to build not only with just the website, but with other things. Angry Man has a site coming out pretty soon. People like ABL, they're doing a great job. He had 1,900 people viewing live. That's still very awesome. So thank you guys so much. We'll come back with another topic tomorrow. I think tomorrow we'll be talking about the silent treatment. The silent treatment. You guys think it's a good topic?
The who treatment?
The silent treatment. You guys ever had that happen? I mean, Steve, you're exceptional, so you never had this happen to you before.
What the fuck is that about?
Exactly. So you wouldn't understand. Anybody right now ever had a woman give them the silent treatment?
Nah, none of my broads. Nah, they got hella mouth, man. They ain't
exceptional.
Trying to shut up for nothing.
Angry Man. Let me ask LAR Movement then. LAR Movement. Anybody on your ABL, you ever had a girl hit you with the silent treatment before?
Nah. I mean, you know, I dealt with quiet girls before, but nobody just, you know, nobody that was just like really, you know, loud in your ear all of a sudden get quiet. You know, either they loud or they quiet, but never like somebody trying to play games like that.
No, I mean, like a girl that just for whatever you made her mad and she just stopped talking to you completely. Just no contact.
Nah.
Okay, so you're a player. What about you, Angry Man? Ever got hit with silent treatment before?
Oh yeah, all the time.
Okay.
And I enjoyed every minute of it.
Okay, so let me ask Officer Faulkner, have you got hit with the silent treatment before?
Hello? What you said?
Have you ever been hit with the silent treatment before?
The silent treatment?
Yeah.
I never gave a damn if I did. I enjoyed the quietness. Shit, playing Madden time, man. I used to get them with silent treatment. That's why I be playing Madden so much.
Okay,
Exactly.
so we're gonna talk about it tomorrow. Maybe we might have as many guests, but we'll rock the show. Me and Angry Man, you have enough content for it? You think we can do it?
Oh yeah, definitely.
Okay, we'll do it tomorrow because I know everybody with Anthony Brown Logan. He's a player. Max City Limits got too many hoes. You know, Steve the Dean, I think he got too many bitches and stuff like that. So we will do this motherfucker more than nobody else. So tomorrow we're gonna talk about the silent treatment. This is important. So thank you guys. Good night. LAR Movement. You ever heard about them before?
The silent treatment or the people you're talking about?
No, the silent treatment. Has a woman ever gave you that before?
Oh yeah, but I don't care.
Don't nobody give a shit about that, man.
Exactly. Like if I got it, I didn't even really notice. It ain't really, I mean, whatever.
This is gonna be the quickest show ever in the history of Riverdale. This shit gonna last 5 seconds. Okay, so I'll try to, maybe if that won't work, we'll figure something else out. But are you about to stream, Angry Man?
Nah, I'm done. I'm done for the day.
Hey, Kevin Sound. So, all right, listen. Shout out to everybody, man. I like the video before you come out of the chat. So if you're still in here, like the goddamn video. We're getting the fuck up out of here. Peace.
Peace.
Peace.